Let's get you in there. So, what non-military occupations can make civilians eligible for VA disability compensation? There are three, and that's the question. Let's get ready for the question. Y'all put some guess of what y'all think of. Somebody said the Peace Corps. What do you think could possibly be? Let us know. The first one is what? The United States Merchant Marine. The United States Merchant Marines. So this is the recent ones may not qualify, but historically they have, I think, during certain wars that we've had. The U.S. Merchant Marines, the fleet of American civilian crewed U.S. flagged merchant ships, along with the licensed mariners who operate them. Who has ever been a merchant marine or had a family member that was a merchant marine that work on these peacetime ships? I mean, these are civilian ships. Say what? They get VA compensation? In some situations, yes. Now, let's talk about it. Peacetime transports domestic and international goods, and people support the U.S. economy. Okay. Wartime. Now, what they do in wartime? Acts as the fourth arm of national defense, mobilize to support military logistics, delivering personnel, weapons, and supplies, a role historically vital in every U.S. conflict. Okay? Anybody know somebody? Then the last one is national security. So ensures the U.S. can sustain sea power and has a trained workforce for defense needs, as outlined in law like the Merchant Marine Act of 1936. So Charlton says that Merchant Marines Navy supply fleet supplies Navy ships. Okay. Then we have Sean say, I have a high school friend that's a merchant marine. Okay. Under certain situations, I think it was mainly during Vietnam and other activities, but they qualify for VA disability compensation. Number two, tell me if you knew this here. Or have you ever heard of this? Say yes or no. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. That's the second one that could get VA disability compensation. Have you ever heard of them? Let us know. Well, you can just put the two in the chat. Put a two. Since the number two, they'll put a two in the chat if you heard of them. Yes, they can get, NORA can get benefits. Have you ever heard of them? See, this is another group that can get VA disability compensation. And if you in here, Doc Shell, I do it. If you left, okay, but I apologize if I did something to offend you, because I'm just speaking the truth. I never said one group made anything. The greatest war hero in this country was Benedict Arnold, but he's one of the greatest traitors too. But the struggle in this country was with black and white and between black and white also. Sometimes they worked together and sometimes they did not. Now, Jay Oliver says, yes, too. Okay, you know some people. Sean knows some people. Okay, okay. And then 66 say, don't hear much about the Merchant Marines these days. They were real active. Yeah, but you know, Doc Shelley means a lot to me and I love her. And I apologize if I said something wrong. I'm just speaking the history because it wasn't ever told. And this is a part of my history. And I don't want it to be erased. But I always give acknowledgement to all Americans that do good, because I'm an American. I love all y'all. And if I came across wrong, I apologize. Now, listen. The National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, NOAA, okay, scientific agency that monitors Earth, oceans, atmospherics, and climate, providing crucial data for weather forecasts, severe storm warnings. You ever see that movie that what's his name? One of the actors played in where the weather got bad. What did he say? He say, "Don't feel bad. Doc Shelley got problems. We all got problems, but I love her, and I want to apologize to her if she took what I did the wrong way. Seen caused trouble before, but she's still important to me because, like I say, if ain't no a person ain't trolling, they got a right to feel what they feel, and I want to let you know I care about you. I want you to know that, and if because this is my channel, and I got to make sure that I make people feel comfortable at the same time. So you know, I'm a person that's not egotistical with that. Now, Dennis Quaid played in that movie, and when they were studying the atmosphere, some people in those type of positions, you remember them people that was in that room that it was 2-3 guys, and they were all in there trying to save the climate, and they knew they was gonna pass away because it was about to freeze where they was at. That's kind of monitoring the atmosphere. Say, okay. Dennis Quaid, him and Randy Quaid, his brother, are from Houston, Texas. Well, Rose City D, I skipped Rose City D, said, evening H-Town vet, and salute the chat. Yes, indeed. Yeah. Yes, indeed. Fam, y'all coming on up in here. The movie was The Day After Tomorrow. Dennis Quaid is one of my favorite actors. He really breaks it down. I like him. Now he's gonna be in the top 20, but I love him. I love him. I like his brother Randy, his older brother. They from they grew up in Bel Air, Texas, which is like a city inside of the city. So here's it go. So now dealing with them, they're ununiformed. They don't have uniforms. Ununiformed. Its officers are considered to have served in active duty, making them eligible for VA benefits. Next, specific forms prove eligibility, especially for VA loans. NOAA officers use NOAA form 56-16, report of transfer or discharge. Did you hear it? Instead of the DD-214 form that we use. They got one that's similar. Yes, indeed. Now, types of benefits. Eligible benefits include disability compensation, home loan guarantees, and other entitlements administered by the Department of Veteran Affairs. Next, service requirements. Eligibility, I can't say that word. Being eligible generally requires honorable service, similar to military veterans, and discharge under conditions other than dishonorable. Yes, indeed. The third one. Now, when I saw this one here, fam, I saw this one. Oh, boy, Sean, you talking just like I was thinking. Sean, you talking just like I was thinking. Now, y'all listen to this here. Everybody's showing love here. Sean talking just like I was thinking. How come Lieutenant Gade never talked about these folks in his testimony? He never talked about not giving them benefits at all. You can give your opinion. Now, very good question. Anybody got an answer? Let us know. Now, listen, J. Oliver says NOAA flies Hurricane Hunter aircraft. That's very dangerous. So this is the third organization here. The U.S. Public Health Services. Now, they like veterans. Have you ever heard of them? If you've ever heard of them, put PHS for Public Health Service in the chat. PHS, if you ever heard of the U.S. Public Health Services. They were founded in 1798. If you never heard of them, say never heard of them. Now, listen what their responsibilities are. The U.S. Public Health Services, responsible for improving nation's health care through various agencies, commission corps, a uniformed, now listen, they wear uniform, a uniformed service of public health professionals who respond to crises. So this is serious. Now, I love it. Now, look what our brother said. Cause Sean, Lieutenant Dan, like others, only think VA benefits for combat. We all did serve to the Constitution, and that's what matters. And that's why I want us to be together, fam. Now, Charlton says PHS. He heard of them. I've heard of them in passing, but I didn't know what their job was. I've heard of them, but I didn't know they had this much of an impact. Yes, they get VA disability compensation if they qualify. And this is going to trip you out. They get a DD-214 too. Now, uniformed services, a federal uniformed service equating to active duty to military service for most federal purposes. Okay. Specific form. Prove eligibility, especially for VA loans. NOAA officers use NOAA form. Yeah, they use that. That ain't the one I'm talking about. I'm sorry I put that on there. Let's go toward the last two. VA eligibility, officers are entitled to the same benefits as military veterans, including health care, VA compensation, and other programs. That second one, I shouldn't have put it in there. I apologize. And the last one, documentation. Upon separation from active duty, USPHS officers receive a DD-214, the same document issued to military personnel. Yes, indeed. Oh, y'all brought it up. So it's not just for combat veterans. So if they try to attack us, should we bring up the fact? Would it be wrong for us to bring up the fact you're not attacking the Merchant Marines? You're not protecting the people under what is that? I forget the name of it. NOAA. You're not attacking them, are the ones under health services. So why, let everybody that served honorably get what they deserve. Now, family, I want to know, did you already know this? Did you know this information prior to this live stream? Put a Y or yes in the chat. If you didn't know this information, put an N or a no in the chat. Let us know. What non-emergency occupation can make civilians eligible for VA disability compensation? Well, we must give the credit to Raider HQ because he's the one that informed some of us that was on the live with me, and I looked into it, and he wasn't all the way clear on certain words. He just seen these type of claims come across, so I did the work on it, and thanks to him and all of you, y'all play an important role here. Rose City D say no, he didn't know. Sean say he didn't know. Jay Oliver says no, not part of the DD-214. Yeah, okay, not the DD-214 part. Yes, indeed. Now Charles say no, not at all. Never asked. So we learn things once we know better, we do better. So did we answer the question tonight? Put a 1 in the chat if we answered the question. Put a 2 in the chat if we didn't answer the question. If you wasn't clear, put a 3 in the chat. 1 if we answered the question, yes. 2 if we didn't answer the question, no. Put a 3 if you maybe not. Did we answer the question, family? Because we don't like the clickbait here. J. Oliver say yes, answer the question. Sean say answer the question. Charlton say answer the question. Now, verify information. So whenever I put out information about benefits, about these organizations, remember I had one piece in there that was incorrect, and I apologize to you. Radar HQ had something that he put out yesterday. He misspoke. Sometimes we misspeak, and he brought another video to clarify. So it happens, but it's not intentional. So always verify information, family. Then on top of that, things change. Yes, indeed. And the important thing is that we be on code as veterans, that we support each other, and that we be here for each other. You understand? Because others are working against us. Now, our new releases, if you hadn't had a chance to watch them, first one we did was here about why it's so much mistrust with the VA, and will it worsen and more people show confidence to these for-profit claims organizations? We talked about that, and we broke it down, and we talked about Private Willie Lee Duckworth, because he would be erased in history if we didn't talk about it. He invented the song that dealing with Jody got your girl and gone, sound off 1, 2, sound off 3, 4. This is a fact of history. We talk about George Washington. We talked about everybody else. We got to talk about all the heroes that helped make this country. Even, y'all hear me, I talk about what's our partner name now? Benedict Arnold, because he was an American war hero and the worst traitor later on, but he played a significant role in this country being established. Without him winning at Saratoga, we probably wouldn't have a United States. Now listen, then this is important. Watch out. This is one of the smaller videos where we talk about how the VA, how we develop mistrust, that they send us on that hamster wheel and waste our time. Check it out. That's the first part of the main video. Then we talk about those that work around the VA law, these for-profit claims company. Some call them claim sharks. Watch out. Be aware. And John Michael brought up an interesting point. Him or somebody else, I think it was John Michael. He brought up about subjective disabilities, meaning like if you have a mental health condition or pain associated with a disability, that's subjective. Well, all disabilities or injuries are not visual, even internal ones. Watch that video. Then Radar HQ broke down secondary conditions and limits. Also, we got a brief explanation of the different types of claims. And when you're trying, Benny also said, we answered the question. Okay, thank you, Benny. Now, there are different types of claims, and had Radar HQ from his perspective as a rater explain how they work. We have a video on the 10 types of 12 types of claims or so. I have a video on that also. Smash that like button if you haven't had a chance to, family. And thank you for those that are just coming into the room. Let me know that we're glad that you are here. Share this with others, family. We want to get the word out. This is not clickbait. This is not to scare you, to terrorize you. This is meant to tell you the truth. And subscribe, family. If this information is impactful or helpful to you, we would really want to win your subscription. That's all we ask of you. Now, VA Law and Family, we're not going to cover tonight, but we are going to go into some VA news. Oh, veteran news. Family. Are you ready for it tonight? Do y'all want to hear about some veteran news? Stuff been going on, in particular dealing with fraud, but it ain't just veterans. It's a whole bunch of fraud going around all around the place. Now, what y'all got to say? Anybody got something to say before we move on to the next topic? He say no news is good news. LOL. Sometimes I stopped watching the main. Who stopped watching mainstream news because it was always something negative. If it bleeds, it leads. Jay Oliver say, I've been helping a fellow vet and found out that the VA Medical Center has a maternity coordinator to assure meds and care doesn't endanger the child. Did not know that. So for our female veterans or veterans who spouse may qualify, hey, there you go. Sean, no news is good news. See, like he said, Pastor Dougie alert. Okay, if you know something, send me something. Say me. Okay, okay. Now, family, let's get into it. All right, family, just in case we use some fair use, this for educational and informative purposes only. I don't think I'm using the video, but just in case. Oh, boy. Why do we have a football and we just had the Super Bowl money, a doctor medical device, and a penalty flag? What's going on? Oh, boy. We had a former NFL player. I think he played for Green Bay, and I forget the other team. And he also had somebody fumbled, okay. And he also played for Ole Miss. NFL stand for not for long. Yeah, you don't stand that long. The injuries happen, trust me. And family, this NFL player got caught up in, I guess, you know how he was a former NFL player at this time. They get caught up into these scandals with these companies where they medical companies or anybody's, if you got investing stuff, you can get caught up. And he got into a lot of trouble behind this. And it was dealing with Champ VA and Medicare, family. So here we go. Because it's not for long. They try to make money outside the system. It was some Medicare fraud involved. It was also dealing with Champ VA. Yes, indeed. So we talking about Fed time. And doctors were paid off. They were involved in this situation. It's not good, family. I don't think he was a veteran. Dealing with people, they was preying on people that had Alzheimer's, dementia. I'm sorry, had dementia, and like trying to talk them into getting certain services, offering them things. Really, it was really not a great situation. They preyed on the weak, and a lot of people was involved in it. Yeah, let me see. Trying to see which one it is. Give me a second. I'm getting the right video. All right. Okay. There we go. Now, family, we got a little video. We're going to play on it. So bear with us. And they was calling people's house and talking to them like those telemarketers say, you need this device, and signing people up when they didn't agree, or preying on people that had dementia or other problems, ordering it even when they said they didn't want it. They were ordering prosthetic braces, orthopedic braces. I'm not prosthetic. Orthopedic braces for people that didn't even have a leg. And how they need a brace. Yes, indeed. This is what's going on. And people, yes, serious. I hate to say it, they was ordering devices for people who had passed away, family. Did you hear what I said? They was asking elderly people for their card numbers. This is not good. We have 17 likes and 16 watching. We thank you for being here, family, and we got nothing but love for y'all. And you welcome, and we appreciate you. Hold on. When I look, I walked away, then it pulled something else up. Oh, nah, it's trying to do something different. Let me go back. Give me a second here, fam. Because when I waited so long, it pulled something else up, family. Family, we gonna do this thing. Okay, all right, there we go. I don't want that. Oh, now it's trying to make me do it. It's trying to force me to do it, fam. I thought I could. Well, that ain't gonna work. So I may have to read the part to it. Okay. So let me read if it won't let me pull the article up without subscribing. So what they had here was and we're gonna pull it up on the screen. We thank you for being here. So what we had was we had a former NFL player convicted for $197 million in Medicare and Champ VA fraud. It wasn't just the Medicare fraud. A federal jury in the Middle District of Florida convicted owner of a marketing company and former NFL player for his role in a years-long scheme to build Medicare and civilian health care medical program of the Department of Veteran Affairs, otherwise known as Champ VA, out of nearly $200 million by selling patients information. They sold patients information and sham doctors' orders for orthopedic braces that patients did not want or need. Family, do you hear this? This defendant conduct was egregious. He targeted seniors suffering from Alzheimer's and dementia and built Medicare for orthopedic braces for deceased patients and amputees, said Assistant Attorney General A. Tyson Duval of the Justice Department Criminal Division. Wow, family. What y'all think of that? My Lord. There we go. 197 million. My Lord. That's almost $200 million. See, fam, we just report the truth here. It don't matter. This was a Black American man doing this, and I didn't show I didn't let him make it. He did this, and this was horrible. We gonna do like the movie, the good, the bad, and the ugly. What do y'all do to protect yourself from people trying to take advantage of you with your benefits? This man out of control. Look at the Raider. I say, okay, thank you for listening, Raider. Raider say he doing the dishes. I got those phone calls asking to verify my medical card number. They almost got me on something. I don't think they got me. Sometimes you be wanting to call, especially when they start talking about oh, you have all these toll tickets. Whoever got hit by one of them. You know how they got me? You know, it's hard to get me. They got me about 3 years ago saying that they would help me, that it's time to renew my ID and I could do it over the line with them, which was true. But they charged me 30, 40 bucks and I could have just went in and done it. I thought they were actually with the Department of Motor Vehicles. No, they were a third party. They gave me money back for one of the claims, but not the other one. Can you believe that? I got suckered. Whoever got hustled over the phone, tell the truth. They hustled me that one time, and I'm up on the game. I feel shameful. Whoever got, put one in the chat. If you never got, put two in the chat. Be honest. Now, Raider HQ says, I'm watching and listening, but I'm doing my dishes currently. They won't do themselves. I got that dishwasher because my youngsters was tired. Raider dude, slide it in. Now listen, wasn't a veteran, Lieutenant Gay. That NFL player was not a veteran who exploited. This is what I'm saying. Family. Woo. I got troll ticket. Y'all something else. Two, he never got hustled. Jay Oliver will be up on it. Not yet. Betty say not yet. You from the Bronx and you ain't get hustled. But she know the game. She where the game is played. Charleston say should make troll ticket. Family, let me tell y'all something. Let's get into this thing. Now, family, this happened here. And I'm telling you this not to discourage y'all, but I want y'all to understand that these things happen. Please be aware. And I want you to protect yourself, okay? Now we're going to go to the next one. The next article, okay, fam? Hopefully they won't bootleg me on this second one. And this is the news reporting because we want you to protect yourself. Ooh. Family. Here we go. Oh, okay. Now we got the money laundering. He was also, they were laundering money, him and the doctors. You know how they have the whole system set up where if some people in an accident, they have the lawyer, the doctor, and the person that got injured all in on it. Yes, indeed. That's kind of like this. I stopped answering my phone in 1998. Okay. J. Oliver did. Betty laughing exactly too. Now, yeah, you're a mess, Betty. So he was also, him and the crew was laundering money. Because you got to count where that money come from. Oh boy. Raider ain't gonna like this. Some of y'all ain't gonna like this here. Who's a part of the fiduciary program? Whoever known somebody to be part? You ain't got to say you are. Who've ever known somebody where the VA put somebody over your money because they say you couldn't handle your finances? Whoever known somebody to be part of the fiduciary program? Huh? Talk to us, family. What's this here? They keep trying to get. Now, they wouldn't ask me to log in like this last time. Boy, they doing the most today. They caught up with me. They slick. When I say it to my favorite places, now they give me a hard time, fam. I hold these things, so give me a moment here. Oh Lord, they keep they clickbaiting me or whatever they doing. Because I could pull it up and hear it and all that. Now I can't see nothing. And so this what it was. It was a man who was out there. So we get to that one in a second. He was taking money from veterans that he was the fiduciary over, and he was buying snowmobiles. How expensive is a snowmobile? This man was doing the most. How expensive is a snowmobile? Somebody let me know. How expensive is a snowmobile? Let me know. 220 was that 200? So it won't let me play the pull up the article. So I go to the woman. She was also charged. Hopefully they don't play me on this. All right, let's see what happened with her. But they catfish with the article too. So you try to play it, they'll have her name there. They getting real sly, but it won't be the actual article. So what I'm gonna do is just show hers. They don't have the man. But he bought jewelry for his girlfriend. So he bought the snowmobile and he bought jewelry for his girlfriend. I wonder if she's still with him now. Now, the other one is of a woman. She traveled. She went everywhere. This the one I'm gonna show. I'm able to read it to you. So I apologize for the mix up. She was traveling, spending lots of money on travel. Yes, indeed. So it say Cincinnati, a woman accused of stealing nearly 150,000 from military veterans has been arrested by federal agents. Now I can't say her name. We're gonna call her I Rivers, Miss Rivers. 46 was arrested Wednesday in Louisville. Now is Louisville part of Ohio, or she was somewhere else? According to United States Attorney Dominic G. II, Rivers stole over more than 133,000 from one elderly dying veteran who lived at a VA hospital in Cincinnati. Gores explained. Okay. She is also accused of misappropriating the victim's money at least 45 times from June 2021 through November 2022. Man, how could she spend that money? How could you spend that much? He said real snow joke. Y'all got jokes. Oh, now hold on. So y'all say, does that include wives? Now he brought jewelry for, I think, his fiance or girlfriend, not for the woman. It's side piece. Hey Jay, who hurt you? Fam, this is what it was. Man, I wish I got these articles because a real snow job. Yes, they stealing snow, they buying snow machines. And should this fall back on us? Family, should that fall back on us? I wish I was able to play the actual videos because they were there and now I can't find them. Now, family, we thank you and we appreciate you. And of course, that's the space pay scale. Now, about our channel, here we meant to be, our channel is an interactive channel. We meant to be first informative, respectful, protective, transparent, and troll free. Hit that like button and subscribe button. So yes, indeed. Man, they got me on that one. And here's our any statement. No, Betty. Family, do snowmobiles cost $23,000? That's as much as a car. Hold on, fam. Come on, I need to hear from y'all. How much would a snowmobile be? I want you to look at the one in the photo and tell me this man used the money to buy a snowmobile. How much would a snowmobile like that cost? We have 17 watching, 17 likes. Yes, indeed. Man. What in the world? Yeah, they want. Let's see. Let's see. Can I get the? I'm trying to see. Can I find one of them? Let me know. That's a one man, maybe a two man, two person. Okay. Here's a better article on what she did. Yes, indeed. I can pull it up. Now listen. At least we got the one on the Cincinnati woman. Okay. So let me pull this article up, family. Thank you for your patience. Oh man, I thank God because I had set this and they changed it. My Lord. So what? No, Jay Oliver. Family, I need to get out more. Depends on what you get. Everything has bells and whistles. Okay, 66. Then Sean say high end can cost that much. Wow. Then we have Betty said depends on where he purchased it. Yes, indeed. Cars used are 15 to 20,000 now. New are 40 plus. Okay. Charlton says Java also need a truck to haul that snow machine. Yes, indeed. Because you got to kind of put it on a trailer, right? Now listen, Sean say that one giant snowball behind him in the photo. I wonder what that was. I really didn't know what that was behind them. Betty say, if you had that much money and stole it, why would you buy cheap? Now that come up with what somebody put in the chat, fam, and that's what I want to talk about tonight. Okay, that's why I wanted to get through the information. We talked about the three occupations where you can receive VA disability benefits, and you're not a veteran or official, military veteran. Now let's listen to what happened here. Now don't y'all this let's see what she did that was so egregious. Now this is not the gentleman with the snowmobile. All right. Oh no, they ain't trying to do that to me now. All right, here we go. Listen up.
Cincinnati woman accused of stealing $148,000 from elderly veterans to fund overseas travel. A Cincinnati woman has been arrested on allegations of stealing money that she managed for U.S. military veterans, the Justice Department said. Ishwanziah Rivers, 46, is accused of stealing a total of $148,000 from 4 elderly or ill veterans.
Four veterans. Family. Can you hear it? Put speakers in the chat if you can hear it. So this was a fiduciary, somebody managing the veteran finances. They've caught lawyer, a husband and wife, and different people. It ain't just regular civilian people. They do have companies that you can hire to do the fiduciary.
Federal officials said in a statement Wednesday. She used the funds to subsidize shopping, restaurant visits, and trips to Montego Bay, London, and the Maldives, among other locations.
Now, Montego Bay and the Maldives, that sounds expensive and far away. Where in the world is the Maldives? That's a lot of money, huh? Do you think she thought about him while she was over there? Let me know if y'all can hear. Put a speaker in the chat if y'all can hear now.
The statement said. Rivers stole at least $133,000 from one elderly, terminally ill veteran who lived at the VA hospital in Cincinnati, the DOJ said, spending the victim's money at least 45 times from June 2021 through November 2022. She stole smaller sums from 3 other elderly or sick veterans, the Justice Department alleged. Rivers has been charged with misappropriating funds as a fiduciary and making false statements. Both are federal crimes that can be punished by up to 5 years in prison.
Do you think that's enough time? 5 years in prison. She traveling the world, y'all. Oh, and our brother didn't make it no better. Man, that sounds far away and expensive. This fiduciary was out there doing the most. Oh, they got an advertisement for the military exchange. If you're able to get on the military base, make sure you apply for that military star card while you're there, because you can buy stuff online and everything. Now, Charlton say you can hear me. The Maldives is one of the most expensive places to visit. And she using the veterans' money, several veterans' money, to travel. But she ain't going to get but 5 years at the most. Does that sound like justice, family? Now, J. Oliver says South Asia is where the Maldives is at. Wow. Fam, it's a cold game. Now, really, nothing new. Folk take advantage of our elderly all the time. True, a D shame. Yes, it is. My question is, what can we do as veterans to protect ourselves as we age? Sometime our kids may move out the area. You may not have children. Your children may not want that responsibility. You may not want to put that responsibility on your children. What can we do as veterans to protect ourselves where people won't be buying snowmobiles on our VA benefits and buying jewelry for their girlfriend? I'm sure he really loved his girlfriend. But is that cool? That is not cool, man. That make me want to go out there and kick the dirt. Man, that runs me hot. What is a limited power of attorney? What is a limited power of attorney? That's an interesting statement. An attorney, you got to make sure that they don't mess over you. But however, no. And if you can put in the chat, if you have a chance, Raider, I think power of attorney through an attorney does not supersede the VA power of attorney when it comes to dealing with putting a fiduciary. That you can't just get a lawyer to override that because it's VA funds. I'm trying to remember how it went because I went over it. Smoking in here says, Smoking Joe say, hey, H-Town, just wanted to today, say hello from Kentucky. Yes, indeed. Sean, new attorney who scammed elderly woman. Wow. So our brother knew somebody that scammed an elderly woman. What is the solution, fam? As we get older, people see these benefits, and if they get access to them, if they are your fiduciary or an executive over you, what can you do to protect yourself? Because remember, at the same time, we're getting these benefits for a reason, right? So some of those reasons might be because of mental health, physical conditions, certain things that happen to us in the military that may not necessarily leave us to be totally incapacitated mentally or physically, but does enough that we may need assistance. Oh, this is a concern of mine, fam. What do y'all say? Now listen what our brother 66 said. Hopefully you have a good family support unit or plan now for someone you trust to be in charge of your estate. Maybe. Man, my Lord. See, now y'all got me thinking. Now that was the Stars and Stripes that did that. Boy, I want to hear that video. It won't let me play it. Because I want to hear that. I really want to hear that guy from Bath. That was interesting. They didn't require me before. So what is the solution, family? If you're dealing with a situation, come on, fam, let's talk about it. If you're dealing with a situation where you're trying to make sure that you straight or your family, let's say this is your mother, your father, your grandfather, What can be done to protect those funds? Talk to me. This is a concern, family. And we at the after party, so let me pull this up. Because I want, oh, here you go. You got people taking the veteran money and doing what they want with it. Wow. This is rough. People getting that veteran money, and sometimes veterans getting as much as 200 and 300,000 is the most I think I've heard a veteran get. He say examples must be made. Charlton says, Raider HQ, I agree. I am really concerned. Have you ever heard of veterans being taken advantage of, fam? Let us know. Being exploited, family. Huh? People taking that money and doing what they want. Now, I heard about this family support system. Now, listen what Charlton says. Attorney never faced charges. Oh, they didn't. OFF offed himself. Oh, Lord. With 9/11 and his desk office. Oh, because he messed up his whole career. Now, this is what I know from my knowledge, and you correct me, Raider, or anybody else that knows about this. If the veteran is exploited out of funds by a fiduciary, the VA will make them whole. The VBA will make them whole. Am I correct or not? Or tell me what your opinion is. So now we have Smoking Joe 92 says, I did a limited power of attorney and it ended up costing me $1,000. Okay. Was it worth it, Smoking Joe? Now look, we got bro typists in here. We glad you here. What's going on? Love to my brother. Love, love, love. Now listen to Sean, my fellow Houstonian. That's what we call ourselves in Houston. Yeah, I know I live in Richmond now, but I was born and raised in Houston. So me and Sean, we like kinfolk. Sean say, they didn't have a congressional hearing on it. They didn't. You know, they talked about fiduciaries, but not taking advantage of the veteran. Now, Smoking Joe say, ex-wife from deployment, you know the story. Wow. Yeah, we know the story. If you gone, oh boy, this is getting heavy here, fam. What's going on? J. Oliver say, return back to the day of the Kennedys. Move families back to 10 to 20 acres, build homes around each other, and pay support staff. Distant causes loss of control. Yes, that's why when a lot of people start moving to the city, out of the little rural areas, it was kind of hard to have people support system because we ended up putting nobody in no nursing home. My great grandma stayed until she passed in 1995, but she was like 94. Yeah. She stayed there. And she was cooking all the way up to her like 87, 88. When I come back home, I asked her to cook something for me. And I feel bad now, but she was like hurt because she said, I can't stand on the stove no more, baby. I said, oh, I know. But she had hurt her hip. She walked through the house. Remember those long phone cards back in the day? She tripped on it, broke her hip, and that happened twice. But, love her, man. She was dedicated to the end, and I love her. She gave my great granddaddy 9 children. Children, that is. Now, Raider HQ told the truth. Somebody got to be the made example out of. Now, listen to what they're saying here. My neighbor is a female with no other family since her mother passed. She's in her 60s, talks about her future care and the lack of having family. Let me ask you this here. Us being veterans, am I being naive? Can't we use caregivers to come help us as we get older? If we qualify for it with the VA, would that be a solution? They come there at least 3 to 4 days a week. Not that everybody's living so by themselves. That's kind of the cost of city life and everything. Now, Charlton said, Raider, I agree. HQ, 66 agree too. How many examples you want? All Smoking Joe. Throw the book and anchor at them. That's the way it should be. Now 66 say hello, HAM. Okay. Yes, indeed. Veterans will be reimbursed for the fraud. Now, my concern is, Raider, and to the rest of the family, you may be familiar with fiduciaries. What if they develop some penalties because the bills wasn't paid properly? They're only going to pay them what they lost, not for any fees associated with the bills not being paid. Am I being unreasonable to ask that? Let us know. Let us know, family. I really want to know. Let us know. Now, 66 says, move on, Walker. 66 says, there should be stronger penalties for folks that take advantage of the weakness of us, the weakest of us. Our elderly and children are that. Yes, indeed. Just think if the fiduciary was over the child's, well, when the child turned 18, even though the parent may have a fiduciary, the veteran, the child handles their own money. But you got some parents so selfish, they don't even want the child to go get the Chapter 35 educational benefits, because then the veteran no longer gets the money for the dependent pay. They get the money themselves. So, money is something else. I don't know what to do. What can be done to protect these veterans? These disabled and elderly veterans? Bro Typers say, there's a special place in hell for people that take advantage of the disabled. Now, y'all don't get mad what I'm about to tell you. This happened back in around 2012 over here in Houston, over in an area called Acres Home. This one guy, probably in his 30s or 40s, he had 2 veterans, about 2 or 3 of them. They were all 100%, but they were homeless. They really had no stable place to stay. They would stay here and there because their problem, they was 100%. He had them sleeping on the floor of his garage, and he was getting their checks and keeping them. He had them on the floor of his garage like hostages. My Lord. Jail would say, you have to qualify for caregiver and live under the VHA scrutiny of the program, because the way the program, they always evaluate you. When you say scrutiny, tell me what you mean by their scrutiny. Let me know what you mean by it. Then we have Smoking Joe says, if they are legally have a power of attorney that has been granted from the court, active duty soldiers, veterans will be on the hook like I was in 2011. Smoking Joe says, until Congress passes laws to protect veterans, we are all vulnerable. I guess that's the thing. But see, remember, when it comes to the power of attorney, comes to a fiduciary, you can't, that's handled within the VA. You get what I'm saying? So it's not outside the VA. Now, any other questions, concerns? Oh, look in here. Let's see. Good to see you. Not talking about this DBQ AI nonsense. Hold on. Listen. You just come in here to stir it up. Oh, now listen. You don't think it's going to come down. Y'all can pretty much talk about what y'all want to. Now we got a chance. Help for vets. You don't think it's going to come down to them pulling a lot of people? I know, but listen. I want to ask you, do you think it's going to come down to them pulling the veterans, they are pulling veterans DBQs that had outside DBQs? It's possible they would do that. Why aren't you concerned or worried? How do you feel about it? Because I love when we have differences of opinion. That's what we want here. Now, Smoking Joe says, H-Town brother, I wish I could give you a what? Oh, he want to give a punch in the face? What you trying to give me? Now, I don't think so. The VA don't want the backlash. That's what this is. This is what I hope to. I think the pressure from us. I hope that's the case. I hope that's the case. Now, listen, Charlton Zimmerman says, and we are in the after party family. So let me get to the after party. Sorry about that. Oh, I didn't get to tell y'all. Hold on. Because I went back to the fiduciary thing. So how to contact us, okay? Family, it's free for all now. Talk about whatever you want to. Here's our donation and our contact information right here. And thanks for those who donated in the past and contacted. Somebody said something interesting, and I want to ask y'all, so I'm not trying to stay. Y'all about to cut up in here now, but I'm going to throw it out there. Let's get to the after party. They said something interesting on the channel in the comments. They talked about veterans having expensive cars. And my thing was, I usually try to be balanced, but do you think people should be pocket watching like that? A veteran should be able to, this, I said it's not welfare. Maybe I overreacted, but I'm like, it's not welfare. People got a right to do with their money what they please if it's theirs. So if a veteran may be of a certain social class before they went in the military or after they went in the military, the VA compensation is just something that I say that they're being repaid for. Was I wrong? Is it a bad look for veterans to drive nice cars? Now let's get back to what y'all saying. Ooh. Now Charlton said, we're in the after party family. And in the after party, you know what we want to do? We want to hear from you. I love listening to people talk. I love it. And brother, if you want to come up, any of y'all want to come up, y'all welcome. Y'all welcome to come up if you like to. I always say that. We want to hear from you, family. Now let's see what our brother Charlton says. 10 years ago, I worked electrical installation, electrically installed smoke detectors in a group home house with 6 disabled veterans. I should have called the VA. What did you see, brother, that troubled you? What did you see that troubled you? Because when he says a group home, I bet you it was a home that was modified into a group home. It was a regular residential house. Tell me if I'm wrong, Charleston, that they made it into. What did you see that troubled you? Say, no fraud, no fear. Now, I agree with that. Now, help, I'll agree with you there. If you didn't commit no fraud, you shouldn't fear. I'm totally in agreement. I'm with you now. Good point. I was supposed to read it, but that's a good point. Now, listen to what Jay Oliver says. The VHA may send a person to do visits and check on the veteran and may be able, talking about with the caregiver program, maybe that day he or she may have had a bowel movement or a great day. It depends, right? Either way, it's a snapshot of the whole life. It's scrutiny. Wow. The backlash could affect midterms and elections. What role do y'all think that elections plays on our benefits and politics in general? Who do you think right now is who is seen as more pro-veteran, the Democrats or Republicans? You're entitled to whatever you want to say. Either way. Or do you think they both work in tangent? Who you think more pro-veteran right now or appears to be more pro-veteran, in your opinion? Now, Smoking Joe say, brother, I wish I could, you and your viewers, I could, I guess, give you and your viewers the answer that want answers they want. But I'm sorry, I will not lie to my brothers and sisters in arms. The truth is all we want to hear. The truth is all we want to hear. Yes, indeed. Help for Vets say, so H-Town, I looked it up and a rater can rate you just on a private DBQ. Okay. And I need to remember what that IMO is. I need to know, instead of going to an exam, if the rater finds the DBQ to be sufficient and credible. I got to be honest with you. I believe what you're saying. You understand? That it should be credible, but they saying that they have the expertise to determine that as a rater and that we don't. And so why not? If we feel like we have the criteria, it's out there. Shouldn't we know the criteria for a proper DBQ? Or is that kept with the rater themselves and partly their judgment, not just the M21 manual? What say you? Help for Vets. Now, Bro Typers say they are training the Power BI, it's like the AI, since 2024 when they renewed the contract. They've been using Vet Guardian DBQ to look for those millions, look for those millions DBQs. I think 10% of the people will go down about 100,000. Hold on, wait a minute. What you mean they're going to go down? You think that this is going to cause some veterans to be reduced? Help for Vets, help. I thought you said we'd have no problems. Did you hear just what our brother Bro Typers said? Some people will be reduced because of this. What if they say what I said looks like fraud? Huh? Are they going to send me to another CMP exam? Now, cars lose their value as soon as you leave the lot. Yes. And in Texas, you need a reliable vehicle. You ain't getting nowhere. We both ride around in a beater. You know, that's a limit. We call it a beater. Bro Typers say, I save a saving of 40 a month. Okay. Millions, 40 million a month. Wow. San Diego Marines say, no, it is nothing wrong with veterans driving nice cars. What say you? Do that put a target on our back? Yeah, but the person had a point, and I respect their point, but I just kind of, I guess I was explaining a little bit because I don't think it's fair. Look, when people drink all their money up with alcohol, nobody complains about when a veteran do that. Or do they? So if we want to do something and buy something nice, I like I like weed eaters and lawnmowers. And I spend a lot of money for stuff. I like that stuff. I don't know why. So sometimes, how can I come up with you? You can come up. You have to send a link, and you have to show your face to me. It don't have to be to someone else. You listening to me? It don't have to be to the crew. So you just tell me, you show me your face, then you can turn the camera off, okay? Or you can keep the camera on and let everybody see. Send me an email to H-Town-Vet, okay? You got to send me an email to, let's see. Let me get my email up here. To that, right there. H-Town-Vet Northside@gmail.com. Have your camera on. And then when I say I see, okay, I see you, You could either leave it on or turn it off, okay? Is that all right? I like to see people if you want to. That's up to you. Let's see. Jay Oliver say, H-Town, I work for a nuclear power plant, 26 years. What kind of car should I be driving? See, they act like the only thing we get is our VA disability benefits. They think that's all we get. And because we get it, that should limit what we have. They want you to be a poverty veteran. So that's my opinion. I'm biased, of course. Smoking Joe say, I love all my brothers and sisters in arms. I do. I love all y'all. Everybody. Now listen, Charlton says, illegals, yes. H-Town, unsafe conditions. I did what I could, yes. Man, that was a situation with all those veterans there. Wow. So yeah, let me know if you do send an email. Okay, so yes, sir. Just send me an email. Let me know you sent the email. That's no problem. Everybody welcome me. That's one thing about it. You are welcome here. You don't have to agree with me either. just be reasonable and everything. That's all. I think I will be okay. A wife, 8 children, and 14 grandchildren coming the end of September. Wow. Someone should care enough to watch out for me. Somebody in the crew, huh? See, family, I love all y'all here. Let me tell y'all something. I love the family. I love people I have to block. I love all y'all. The business is the business, though. We can't let nothing undermine the channel. You know, it's nothing personal. I love all y'all, man. Now, bro typists, neither, both sucks. Wow. The Democrats and the Republicans ain't worth the quarter in your. Dems for sure. Okay, Dems for sure. They're more positive. Okay. A lot of people I'm hearing right now are Republicans, but historically, it's been Republicans that got us our benefits at the state. The reason we have DV tags here is because of Republicans in Texas. So I'm kind of confused. It seemed like, I don't know, maybe it may not have nothing to do with party. It might be the politician's personal ideology. Veterans all think vets are scamming. I hope that. But I think Lieutenant Colonel Gade, he's a Democrat, right? Don't throw nothing at me. Don't throw nothing. Okay. Political, I forget how I say that, will ruin us all. Dialectics. Okay. Honestly, neither. Both are only out for votes. Oh, I don't know. Let me get you that email again. There it is on the screen. H-Town Vet, Northside at gmail.com. Anybody want to come up? Y'all welcome to come up. All right. Everybody's welcome. H-Town Vet, Northside at gmail.com. Just let me know that you sent it. Family, we doing this thing. Let me see. Well, I got to get back so make I didn't miss no. You know, they making a lot of hay about that Richard Starr Act. I see that y'all talking about it. Let's see. Say honestly, out for the vote. Both of them out for the vote. Democrats and Republicans from Smoking Joe perspective. Now 66 say both sides do good and do harm. There hasn't been one administration that has been perfect for the veteran. Yeah, I totally agree. I totally agree. I know Democrats and Republicans that did good things for veterans. The DBQ must be sufficient and credible, meaning filled out correctly and everything checks out. And if you have the knowledge of how that's supposed to work, why can't the veteran have some say and say, I feel that this is credible if they have some of the information that the Raider would have. But maybe I'm looking at it from the outside. He means the DBQ meal people. Oh, hold on. What John Michael? Don't be saying that. Okay, yeah, I agree with you too. Now look at what Smoking Joe say, and just let us know when you anybody then sent me the email, and some of y'all already have your email. Just let me know you want to come up. Just say come up. Come up or whatever. Smoking Joe say, why is nobody talking about the Richard Starr Act? Now, Help for Vets say yes. Okay, he put come up in, so let's do it. Now, before I pull you up, I'm gonna look at your face through the little screen here, and then if you turn your camera on, I say I see you. When I say I see you, all you do is leave your camera on if you want to come up, and turn it off if you don't. All right, we're gonna get you here because people are welcome to come up on the chat. Let me get to my email here. All right. Let's see. All right. Hello. Thank you so much. I'm going to hit back to you. All right. Give me a second, y'all. Give me a second. I sent you the email, but give me a second, bro. What's the name? Help for Vets. Let me go. I'll make them. Give me a second, y'all. Okay, I'll be right back. Y'all can keep chatting. I'll be right back. Give me a second here, family. Okay, so I see you, brother. If you want to come up with your face, you can stay on. If not, you can turn the camera off. It's up to you. So if you want to come on, okay, you keeping it on. So I guess you want to come on. We're gonna ask you to stay. We got Vets. Hold on, let me make sure I get your name right, brother. Give me a second here. Hold on, family, because Help for Vets. Yes, indeed. So, family, I'm coming up on the screen, and we're gonna have our veteran brother. I believe he's a veteran too. He's gonna tell us who he is here in a second. So let's get you up, added to the screen. I got to close something out. I just got back to the computer. Give me a second.
No, you're good. Can you hear me okay?
I can hear you. I can see you too, but I'm about to pull you up too, okay?
Okay, no problem.
Give me a second here. So we glad that you're here. And you put out a lot of good information. Let me get this banner off the screen. All right. Now, here go our brother. Go ahead, my friend, introduce yourself. Let us know who you are.
So I am a 10-year Army vet, 100% permanent and total. What else do you guys want to know? MOS was 19 Delta. I was a Cavalry Scout.
Cavalry Scout. I was 19 Kilo. I was an armor crewman, tanker.
Okay, yeah. So we worked kind of hand in hand.
Yes, yes, indeed. Well, one thing is, what made you join the military? Let's start there.
I joined the military honestly because I wanted to go to college, and where I come from, there's not a lot of hope, I would guess you would say. So I joined the National Guard first, and then I went from National Guard to active duty because my grandfather was active duty, and he told me if I'm going to play Army, you might as well go full time.
Oh, look at, hold on, give me a second. Doc Shelley, did you come back in? I love you, Doc Shelley. Doc Shelley, I'm sorry if I offended you earlier. I love you, Doc Shelley. Don't you leave me. You can't go nowhere. You family. Fall out with me again, I'll find you. I said something a little earlier because, I was talking about a little bit about Black History Month, and I think she got a little high. I'm so glad you back, Doc Shelley. Now, tell us some more. Now, I want to ask you a question. See, that's similar to my situation. I grew up in a situation, it was poverty. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have many opportunities given the environment, that a lot of change. I grew up in a time where a lot of the factory jobs were going away. The factories closing down,
yep,
and a lot of those things. So by the time I'm growing up in the 70s, 80s, it wasn't nothing. You have to do something or you'll be in trouble.
That's right.
And so I joined the military, and it kind of broke some of my family members' heart, like my grandmother. My mother was cooler with it, but I wanted something different, man. I didn't want to get in trouble. I didn't want to I didn't want to be an embarrassment to my family. And, so I, as young people, if we don't do something, we're going to end up getting in trouble.
That's right.
We're around people, somebody going to make us mad. If you don't steal, then you might fight somebody. So yes, now I'm going to ask you this here. When you went in, Cab Scouts, we love y'all because y'all be checking things out, and y'all will go out there. Y'all kind of be in the front of us. Y'all vehicles is not necessarily, it has as much armor as ours, right. But y'all are very brave.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you. But something happened with your camera. What happened with the camera?
I'm not too sure, but as long as you can hear me, go ahead. I can hear you.
Yeah. Come on, man. If you can come back up on the camera, I want to see you. I love talking to you and seeing you. Pick the best MOS. Yes, say help. Thank
you, Charles.
Help for vets. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. So everybody show love to Help for Vets. Now, what I want to ask you is this.
Mm-hmm.
You were very opinionated about the DBQs.
Yes.
Some of them call it private DBQs. Some of them call it public DBQs.
So I'll give you a little rundown of my personal situation. So I filled out my secondary claim. What happened is that they had scheduled me a CMP exam before my private DBQ, and my IMO, which is independent medical opinion, was sent in. So what happened was, when the rater got my evidence, they reviewed it, and I guess they stopped the CMP exam because if you have a credible and sufficient DBQ, he was able to rate my claim based on the information I provided.
So that's what gave you the confidence.
Yes.
That if it's done properly, how did you know it was done properly?
Well, because it wasn't fraud. I had been going to the same examiner who has been seeing me for the past, I'd say, about a good 8 years.
Okay. Wow.
So now, I mean, when you have that kind of medical history to back it up, there's nothing the VA can do. It's credible evidence.
But now here's my concern. And let me know, can you press on something to show your cameraman? Once you came up, now I want to see you. Does he
Yeah,
have
I'm
anything?
trying to get it back on. Give me a second here.
Yeah, if you want to, even if you want to come back, man, because I was so happy to see you, and I wanted to be fair where you can come up, and anybody else want to come up, you welcome to.
But yeah,
You,
where I was getting with that, give me a second while I'm
yeah,
setting this up.
go
But
ahead and set it up.
so what I mean by that is I'm not saying skip CMP exams, because if the Raider would have made me go to a CMP exam, I would have went to the CMP exam.
So you would have went.
Correct.
But do you think it's fair? Oh Lord, listen to me talk about fair. That if you have a DBQ done by a private doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and it's sufficient, but the VA is the one that determines it's sufficient from what
Mm-hmm.
our brothers say.
Mm-hmm.
Should they at least give a reason why they say it's not sufficient?
They typically do when they decline them. On your denial letter, it'll usually tell you why the DBQ is not sufficient.
Mm.
See, a lot of the DBQs get kicked back if they're non-sufficient, or say the Raider, like Raider HQ is saying, if they don't have the proper information and they're manually going through them, they got a certain time to look at them, they might not use the DBQ, but they're not kicking them to OIG.
And Ronan, thank you for being in here. I'm going to come up next. Right now, I'm watching the Smurfs with the family. Wow, you are definitely welcome to come up next. Now, brother, boy, I'm just enjoying this here. What percentage would you give yourself? Say evidence wins the claims. So our brother Sean says evidence wins the claim.
That's
correct. Do you agree with that?
I agree 1,000% with that.
So it's not just the medical professional liking you.
Correct, because at the end of the day, your DBQ's got to match up to what your health record, your medical record, and what's going on with your medical record and the documentation that you have. Everything's got to align.
So would you agree with Raider HQ that what really decides the claim is the information that the medical professional puts on either the DBQ or the Nexus letter or in your medical records?
Absolutely. Because for me, for instance, my examiner, I had been seeing her for, like I said, a total of 8 years. She put every symptom that I was doing. And if you don't put the proper symptoms and what you're actually going through, you're not going to get rated properly. I mean, anyone can check boxes, like the DBQ mills, they'll check boxes and they'll say that, but here's where they're going to be in trouble, H-Town. When they start manually reviewing these from the AI kickback, when they see that these DBQs aren't matching up with the private DBQ, that's where your ass is grass.
Yes. So you're in agreement that some will be pulled. What was
Correct.
your disagreement last night? And Raider, you're welcome to come up if you want to. We don't speak on your behalf. Everybody.
So
what was your position?
I didn't have a disagreement with Raider HQ. What I think happened was he was misunderstanding my situation to where my DBQ was never kicked back as insufficient and creditable. My DBQ was used with the IMO for evidence, so it would make it a sufficient and credible DBQ for the Raider to pursue with the rating.
Okay, so you waited. You didn't, before you submitted, say, yes, this is the joint here. They need to do this. You waited, and they received it, and you say, well, it's legitimate based
Correct.
on the VA validations. And it's hard to sometimes communicate that in the chat. And
Correct.
I apologize for misrepresenting what you said.
Correct. So what I was telling Raider, what me and him were butting heads with, my situation, what I was trying to say, I don't think they would necessarily look at it. Also coming from a perspective that I'm in the fiduciary program as well, and they overlook those manually 2 or 3 times when you're in the fiduciary program. So you actually have to wait for your back pay while they're reviewing everything.
Brother, I really appreciate you speaking up, man, and being you, man. I'm gonna ask you a couple of questions. I ask more questions than a jealous woman, so please be patient with me.
No problem. I would love to answer any questions that you guys have, because my sister is actually a CMP examiner, so I'm very familiar with everything.
Whoa. Now, did you know I found this out that if your sister was a veteran, she could do her own DBQ if she specializes in that area. Did you know that?
Yes, sir. She sure can, but she's not a vet.
Okay.
and I didn't want to use her on my behalf because I didn't want the conflict of interest, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. That's
I
what
just wanted to do everything the right way. But I wish Raider HQ was in here because I wish he could hear me and understand where I was coming from with me saying I understand what he means when the DBQ gets kicked back, but he means
Yes.
that they don't rate the rating, I guess. Or either that or they don't use the DBQ for evidence. They label it kind of non-relevant on the decision letter, but they're not sending them to the OIG. So I understand what he's saying.
Yeah, and we're passionate people. So with us, we gonna come up, we gonna say stuff, and we get fired up. But it's all in love. And he come back and he said, "I didn't mean to come in hard on you." That's just how we express.
No. I write him and check on him all the time. Like today, I wrote him. I said, "I hope you're feeling good." I respect the hell out of him. I respect the hell out of you. There's a lot of people I watch on here, and there's some people that I just don't give a shit about too much that get on here and try to scare a lot of veterans. And the truth is, H-Town, we don't honestly really know what the hell's going to happen until it happens.
No, we don't. Now, brother, oh man, I got so much I want to ask you. Say what? Let me see what 66 say. That's what I said.
Hold on, no problem. I got a good 2 hours left of free time. So
well, we're gonna see. We're not gonna try to keep it that long. But boy, we do have marathons here. Now, this 66 say, that's what I said. If my long-term private PCP, primary care physician, treat me, does my DBQ, and the VA has access to the private medical records also, why should I need a CMP exam?
Correct. Let me answer this one. 66 T-Love. The reason that you have a CMP exam is because sometimes the rater does not find what they're looking for in the DBQ. They do not find it credible. So they're going to schedule you a CMP exam so that they can verify the credentials that you're claiming, the symptoms, the diagnosis, everything like that.
And they may need clarifications on some things. They might be credible but not clear, and so they could either defer it or ask for more information. They might have left their signature off the page, or the contact information is not clear. It could be different things. Exactly, everything needs to align. Yes.
If everything doesn't align, they're gonna kick you back to a CMP exam because they have to verify, or else how are they going to rate you properly? And so here's the thing, those claim mills companies that are telling them to call and reject their CMP exam, that's just crazy. That's crazy. But however, I will say this: if the rater is rating their decision, and they did call the VA and say, "Hey, I'm not going because of 38 CFR, whatever, 3 point whatever," I feel like when they do that, the rater should be held accountable for the fraud, because wouldn't it be the rater's job to look more into that instead of just rating based on the insufficient DBQ?
Well, I know it's more than one person that touches hands on the actual claim.
Correct.
Sometimes more than one person works it. That's more from a rater perspective. Raider HQ wasn't here earlier, but he's busy washing dishes. But now that's a good question. Anybody have any answers? Put that in the chat. Because go ahead.
I will say this to the chat. I will say this: if you're in here and you submitted a claim right now and you submitted a private DBQ and a private Nexus letter, do not skip your exam. Let that be up to the rater whether you go to the exam or not. Let the VA make that call. You don't have the authority to make that call.
Talk about it. See, and that's why we can kind of get defensive, because some people, no, you don't need to go to it. And that's kind of what I was hearing. I didn't say nothing because I wasn't clear, because I'm studying going. Then you clarified that thing already. Said, no, you say, because you caught it that, we kind of missing each other. You caught it. Now I say, I believe the VA should pay you back for going to get a private DBQ from your doctor.
Why would they pay you? You should have insurance.
But not from a fly-by-night garage doctor, where some DBQs are done in the garage.
And here's my other take too, H-Town, because I kind of have another opinion on it. It can either go a forked road to me. You reach that crossroad. Sometimes if you have a sufficient DBQ and it's credible and you know nothing is fraud on there, actually the manual does say that the rater can use that, but I wouldn't suggest calling in and saying, hey, I have a credible, fully developed claim. Do not go to, I do not want to go to my CMP exam. I personally wouldn't do that, but like I said, it is in the manual that you can do that, but I would always leave it up to the rater.
Yes, because but some people say that these companies that are helping veterans are telling them you will not go to a CMP exam because you have a fully developed claim, and that's kind of
sketchy. So
that's sketchy.
So what I think, H-Town, they need to find all of the DBQs that have the same kind of language, because we know they're copy and paste, and we know that they're using the same. I think they should scan the DBQs that are using the same language and go from there. Let's take a look at those first. Let's look at those DBQ mills and see if it aligns with their medical record. That would be the best way to start with all of this without the VA taking too much backlash and also screwing over legit vets as myself. I didn't go to a CMP exam, but the rater chose to rate me based on what I provided.
So my question is, do you think that what can be done whether the public DBQs can be protected while these claims companies can be addressed? These people that's using the DBQ as a lane to get I say take advantage of veterans. They say help veterans, but what do you think could be done to keep that from being an exploitive tool? The public DBQ.
You mean what do you think should be done so that these mills can't do that?
Can't use the DBQs, the public ones, to be so exploitive. That it should be a tool for the veteran. Can you really stop? Go ahead.
I say, in my personal opinion, I think public DBQ should be available to us, and filled out, but they should be verified before a rating is adjudicated. And what I mean by that is, I understand they don't have a lot of time, but moving forward, maybe they should at least reach out, call a number, look it up, see if it's legit. That would be step one. Or step two, let's just take the public DBQ off of the VA website, and let's just make everyone go through a CMP exam.
Oh, you are right with them taking the public one off?
Yes, I am.
Why?
Because even though I used it, because here's the thing. Moving forward, for the future vets who are serving now, they already know the game. They're already watching YouTube. They know what these mills do. I think that it's just a big conflict of interest having a public-facing DBQ available, because, I think that in order to be adjudicated from the VA, I think you should have to go with their procedure, their exam, their doctors, to get the proper rating, because these mills, it's all about money. And I don't know, I would be okay with them taking it off, because at the end of the day, H-Town, if I would have had to go to a CMP exam, I'm perfectly fine with that, because I had a boatload of evidence to present to the VA and to the examiner. So my personal opinion is, if you're trying to go the private DBQ way anyways, and you don't have the medical evidence to back you up, hey, you're just a duck in the scope at that point.
But here's the thing. This happened mostly of no fault of the veteran. So what would you say to those that say, well, you got yours now, but you want to close the door on the veterans behind you?
How's it no fault of the veteran? Because let me explain. You're buying a DBQ. You know what you're getting into. I'm sorry, H-Town. You know that it's not right to buy that, if you have to buy that and go that route. if your regular doctor who you're seeing isn't providing you that, there's a reason for that. If the CMP exams you're going to aren't providing you with service connection and things just ain't matching up and you have to buy a DBQ, there's a problem there.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's where I'd be okay with eliminating permanently the private DBQ off the VA's website, because then you're not giving anybody any ammo to even commit any fraud. Everything would be through a CMP exam. And I'm not saying CMP exams don't fraud veterans. I'm not saying that, because I had a few CMP exams in my past too, where they wrote down things that I definitely didn't say.
Yes. And how did you address that? Did you get that corrected?
Yes, I called the VA and reported the CMP examiner who lied.
Now listen to what Sean says. Sean said, "I think as veterans, we are too quick to think the Raider is trying to screw us, but in actuality, they may be trying to help us get a better rating."
I agree. But here's the thing: I don't think it's up to the Raider to deny or accept your claim. Your claim's built on evidence. So you're initially making your own claim. So you're making your own approval or denial based on what you're presenting the Raider.
I've had a bad experience. You may not have been on my last live stream where I talked about how they tried to do an apportionment and basically destroy me, something that wasn't justified. And when I clarified with them, I said, "Hey, I'm already paying child support. You can't take this out." They say, "Oh, that's at the state level. This is federal." That
Wow.
was really. Do you hear what I'm saying? I say, so they trying to not only bankrupt me, they trying to get me incarcerated and get me to lose my benefits, because once you get incarcerated, because if they garnish my pay, even for a period of before, they were going to garnish it before they made a decision, just hold it until they made a decision, and I wasn't able to pay my state ordered child support, I would have been
locked up,
put in jail, locked up. And when you get locked up, and if it's a felony, 61 days or more, they drop you down to 10%.
Yes, they do. Yep.
What when the world would see? I'm looking at this domino effect, and that's one of the things that made me start the channel. So I have how can I say? I learned through the experience, and maybe I'm biased, so that's why I need people like you here, brother, to keep me balanced, because that really hit me to my core, and that left me.
Sorry they did that.
Yeah, and when I fought it, and everybody see the way I fought it. I was knowledgeable and intelligent, but the pain is the pain, because I would feel very disrespected, humiliated, and everything. I felt like, thank you for the water. My fan of
now, will I say this, H-Town? Do I think the VA gives bonuses or initiative to CMP examiners to deny? I do. I do believe that.
What? How would that be? What kind of bonuses? By keeping them on, or
by keeping the contracts on? Or I think there's some behind the scenes monetary bonuses. I'm not going to go into detail because for my protection, but with my sister doing it, just know I do have some inside knowledge, and I think that the VA does pay to deny. And I think that's why a lot of veterans turn to the mills.
Wow. So some truth is to the fact that the VA play a role in the reason veterans go outside to some of these companies anyway.
I think there's inside fraud within the VA, bias against us veterans. I do. It's hard to prove. But personally, I'm not trying to be a conspiracist, but I think in my heart that there are CMP examiners who are paid to deny, because at the end of the day, the VA, you got to understand, the VA has got a budget to work with. They don't want to approve everybody. And that's the problem. That's why I want to get up here and speak too, because the VA is part of the whole damn problem.
Yeah, well, here's the thing, brother. Now think about it. If every veteran that went in, every military person that went in got injured, The VA is supposed to have the funds for them to be properly compensated when they get out, right or wrong.
We're supposed to. You're correct with your verbiage, but I don't believe they do.
Okay, now that being one thing, but here's the thing: if you have the evidence that proves that you should be compensated at a certain level, that you are service connected, you have a disability, number one, and that disability is service connected. Number two, connected to your military service. Number three, there's a measure of severity. Now, given that case, let's say the back pay date or the award effective date actually was 10 years. They can't say, well, we ain't got the money.
Well, they will. I agree. They won't say that, but the effective dates on these back pays, because I'll give you an example from my personal experience. I'm 100% permanent total. They gave me a couple months of back pay when I told them I've been having these problems since I got out. So they should have back paid me all the way back from when I was assigned my first ratings, which would add up to $450 something thousand.
Did you let it go?
I did let it go. Because here's why. I was ignorant. I went through this whole claims process by myself, very uneducated, didn't know shit about it. And once I got to the 100%, so many people on the YouTube side and the research were telling me leave it be. When I know that I still feel like, it's too late now, of course, but I sit down every night and I think, God damn, I'm owed a lot of money.
Yes. And see, it's a numbers game.
Yes.
And it's a weight game. And so this is what Benny says. He says, I love this H-Town vet. Thanks for letting this brother come up and speak.
Thank you, Benny.
Indeed. Yes, indeed.
I have a lot of knowledge, Benny. I navigated the whole VA system. It took me years to get where I'm at, so I'm very familiar with everything, and I'm very educated with it. So if any of you guys ever do need me, you just let H-Town Vet know. We'll come up here, have a discussion, and I'll come up anytime.
This is what we're here for, brother. Now, the San Diego Marine, do you agree or disagree with this? He feels that you should give the VA provider the power to do DBQs. How do you feel about that?
The CMP examiners?
No, yeah, I'm talking about you have them public-facing DBQs that you should be able to go to your VA provider. They should have the power to complete them.
They should, but a lot of them won't, and I don't understand that. I don't understand. Here, the VA's mission is to help us veterans, right? But
yes,
what I'm reading a lot on and comments on different channels and different articles online, when the veteran approaches their primary or whoever they're seeing at the VA medical centers, they're not wanting to do private DBQs or even Nexus or opinions. So once again, there's strike two. I can blame it on the VA again for the mills, because when a veteran knows that they're suffering and they really are service connected and they're going through things, and then they're going to the VA and the VA doctors are saying, hey, no, we're not doing this, there's a problem.
Now that's really good. Now say okay, say yes, that's part, at least simple things, even yes, stuff like that. Now, Brother Charleston say, I found my CMP exams are just a general physician. Okay. I think just to give more information on physical and mental status. Okay. That's supposed to evaluate you. Go ahead.
I will say this too, H-Town. And I'll go back to my situation. They were going to send me to a nurse practitioner for my evaluation when my DBQ was filled out by someone who was in that specialty of my injury, who had a higher viewpoint than that. You see what I'm saying? Like they had higher leverage than just a nurse practitioner. So I feel like not all the DBQs that people submit and say, hey, I'm not going to go to the exam, not all of them are fraud, because you have to understand one thing. A lot of the people that sign these DBQs, and if they really did do an in-person or evaluation on the veteran, they have a higher credibility with their education and their specialty versus the C&P examiner.
I got you. Now, I agree with you. Now, and I want to say this. I want to ask you this. Do you have issues with the nurse practitioners?
I do, because I'll tell you why. I don't think a nurse practitioner should even be making a diagnosis. That I think that it should be tailored to your service-connected injuries. And what I mean by that, I feel like the VA can improve by kind of channeling what's wrong with the veteran and sending them to a C&P exam with a specialist who specializes in that category.
Wow. Now let me ask you something, Rick. What made you want to come up? What made you?
Just all the damn nonsense fear about this damn DBQ shit. I'm sorry, my language. I'm just really.
No, you speak freely here.
I'm so sick of seeing all of the negative YouTube when I'm scroll. You go down the damn wormhole of YouTube and it's the sky's falling, benefits are taken away, the government's going to screw. I'm just sick of it, because at the end of the day, H-Town, I think that whatever they're doing, they've been doing for at least a year or two now, as far as programming. And I think, and I hate to give the VA the benefit of the doubt, but I think that they already know exactly what they're looking for. And I don't think that everybody is gonna have their feet put to the fire. I just don't believe it. I think a lot of YouTubers are using this category to cash in. And I think that, like I said, the VA knows what they're targeting right now. And when I read the OIG report, about the AI on the VA's website, I see what they're using it for. And it says like a lot of reorganizing medical records. And also, I believe that they're targeting the mill companies and the mill DBQs. They know what they want.
Listen, let me tell you something. You speaking real power here, and I thank you for that, and really appreciate it. Let me know, Ronan, when you want to come up. You can come up with us right now, brother. You are welcome. Because
I would love to talk to anyone else. And
I'm gonna tell you something. And we ain't got to call names, but I will call listen, the brother who spoke out against this. The Salty Marine was speaking on this, how they're using fear to get clicks and stuff on these channels.
They're cashing in on the backs of other veterans.
Oh, bro, this is what I speak against. They will tell you here. I've done live streams on it. I've done live stream on clickbait, and then the next thing I know, they feel so subconscious. This is not clickbait on the thumbnail. If I gotta say, you know what, I'm not gonna rob you. What is that saying? Hey, guess what? I don't steal no more. Come on, man. Come on. Exactly. Does that even make sense? I had a cousin used to walk around out when we got older talking about, hey, man, I'm not gay. Who called you gay, dude? I mean, ain't nobody say, but I'm not. I'm just letting you know I'm a man's man. Well, eventually found out he was gay. Just be yourself, man. What you coming up? Who just said stuff out of the blue like that?
That's
know what I'm saying?
And I will say this, H-Town. I watched the whole congressional hearing and I analyzed it myself, and I don't really see the sky fall. And I love Raider HQ. I do. He gives out great information, but the way I perceived it, he said, it's going to be like Armageddon when this happens. And I don't agree with that. I don't think that it's going to be as serious for all the vets with private DBQs as he's interpreting. And he agreed with me. He said, let's hope for the best, but be prepared for the worst. And my opinion is the VA knows what they're looking for already. I don't think they're going to hold everyone's feet to the coals. I think they know the language. They know the missing stuff. They know the uncorrelation of the symptoms with the DBQ. I think that the VA is actually smart enough to know, what exactly they're shooting for.
Now, do you think it really matters what company they use to set up the C&P exam?
It doesn't matter. They're all the same.
Do you think they have incentives?
QTC, I've heard
any of them. Yeah.
I think I'll rerun what I told you a while back. I think that some of the examiners, and I'm not saying all of them, but I do think that some of them are being paid under the table or even incentivized for denying. That's just my personal opinion from what I've seen, what's happened to me with them lying, and also what my sister has told me because she's in that profession. So, just certain, nuggets that people's passed along to me, I formed an opinion.
Do you think they keep track of how many claims are denied or approved by a certain examiner that they use?
I do. I think it's all kept within programs that graph it out to see, because I think that they want examiner. This is my opinion. I think they want certain examiners to have more denials than acceptance. So they want to eat. They want it to look fair. They want it to even it out on the graphs. But at the end of the day, I think that the VA is wanting CMP examiners to deny. That's just my opinion.
Do you agree with this? What San Diego Marine says? Some raiders act as gatekeepers.
What do you mean by gatekeepers? I can't see the chat. Keep that in mind.
Okay, can you see it on the screen what we're looking at now? You can't see us.
I can see the comment you brought up, but I can't see people's live comments.
Yeah, but no, I got him up right there.
So what does he mean by the gatekeeper?
Let us know what you mean by that, because I'm assuming he believed, like they say, well, I don't think that person deserved. I don't think. Even though the evidence may show.
Well, I agree with what Raider HQ said. Raiders are human, and I believe that raiders have bad days. And I think that, do I think that it's possible that someone would let their human emotion run into a rating? Yes, I do.
Okay. So now 66 say some doctors just don't want to get involved with our crazy government. I actually don't blame them either. Can you imagine why a lot of them may not feel like they want to fill out these DBQ or put nexus letters if it's going to cause?
Understand 66 T-Love. That's their well-being, how they support their family. Do you think they want to put their license on the line if you are committing any kind of fraud?
Real talk. Is that a jelly donut is in the house? Oh man, that's that jelly donut be asking some good questions, but some raise okay, act like Greg say yes, and then
I think readers are not trying to screw us. I think we need to present clear evidence and proof that our injuries are from service. Correct. If you can prove the circle of your injury goes back to your time in service, you're good.
Yes. See, fam, let me tell you something. The way we were able to do things, what I tell y'all, there are no experts. We have to become our own experts.
That's right.
We are the experts. We have to advocate for ourselves because we won't even be able to properly articulate to others what our concerns or what our problems is. You have to be able to communicate with a VSO. You have to be able to communicate to the VA, VBA in particular I'm talking about, and to a CMP examiner or your personal doctor. Because the problem is, let's say you have the greatest representative in the world. What if you get your benefits, but that person moves on or passes away, but you're fearful for the rest of your life that you might get reduced? That's why we need to become informed. Do you ever experience reduction anxiety, I call it?
Do I? You're asking?
Yes. When it comes to your 100% being reduced?
I do not, because of how much medical evidence I have going back to 8 years of it. So I don't really fear that because I still currently am receiving treatment.
Did you hear what he said? Two things. You didn't just say one thing. He said two things. He said he got his evidence. Stay prepared.
Yep.
Number two, continue to seek treatment.
Yep.
It don't. Well, I'm 100% permanent total now. H-Town gave you 8 reasons that you can get reduced with a permanent total status.
Let me add to that, H-Town. Sorry.
Talk to him.
So my initial therapist who psychiatrist who signed off on the DBQ, she retired a year and a half ago. Did I stop with that? Hell no, I didn't. I went and found another one. Because you have to be prepared. You have to be prepared. Are you going to go to war with a gun with no bullets?
No. No, what you gonna do? Throw the weapon at them? Now, the VA contracted exam companies get paid a lot of money. Do they
They
really
do.
get paid? They get paid a lot of money.
They get government contracts. Yes.
Oh, because they have a consistent government
Yes.
contract.
Yep.
Deny. And somebody said last night that the person that's treating them was their did the CMP exam, but I think it was the VHA, because I said, oh, don't say all that. I didn't realize it was one of the VA doctors who did it, so I apologize.
66 T Love, I want to chime in on this one. I do agree with you with that, because in my own process of receiving VA disability benefits, I was denied. But did I give up? Hell no, I didn't. I went and gathered the evidence I needed, and that's what you got to do.
Wow. Listen, this is crazy. Family, y'all speaking up. Hold on. What? I know I had that right here somewhere. I gotta be. Oh, there it is. There it is. So okay. So we say just let your service medical records while in service do the talking for you. Okay. Big facts.
Well, let me comment on that though.
Okay.
I didn't go to sick call or whatever a lot, or any medical things. It doesn't necessarily have to be while you're in. There can be things that they can correlate from, like your MOS or what you did in the military. And then if you start experiencing those symptoms outside when you get out, you can make a case for it and get service connected.
We said this. We did the whole VA claims process from start to finish. I'm gonna do that again. Did about a year and a half ago, where I started one condition being an ankle injury and saying that the individual was a paratrooper, which with that MOS, that's a common injury, right?
Yep. With your and I MOS, we have a lot of shit we can,
Give me some example, because I got mine through PTSD. What's some of the other things?
So I got mine through PTSD as well. I deployed, but just for now don't take this personal, because we give you shit. You tankers don't dismount. You guys don't dismount. But here's the thing for me, like on my deployment, a lot of knee injuries, a lot of cartilage and muscle things, just neuroskeleton shit that can be proven from my MOS, because I was constantly carrying the rucksack, constantly have the radio, the LRAS, all the equipment that I had to carry out on recon.
And y'all got to understand, it's almost like the Bradley is a fighting vehicle, but it's like a personnel carrier, because it's almost like they're semi-infantry also.
Exactly. And
am I lying?
Even jumping off the Bradley, you can hurt your knees and fuck your cartilage up just from getting up and down on those vehicles.
And let's be honest, family, I got to tell you, watch any movie with tanks in it. They don't take tankers hostages. That's why we don't get out.
And I'll tell you, H-Town, if you know anything about the Bradley, you know about the 25 Mike on the Bradley. And with me being a gunner on that son of a bitch, they couldn't hide the tinnitus. I mean, damn, we go to gunnery, as a scout, and I can't even hear out of my damn left ear. It's in my service. I was part of that 3M lawsuit with the earplugs.
Oh, you did?
Yes. So they could not deny me tinnitus, because the lawyers pulled up my C file, and I had. Listen, let me.
You talking about those screw in?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, I had them in too. I got tinnitus.
Check this out, though. When I left the service, I was dumb. I didn't look into anything medical, like my C file and stuff. Well, when I did get it, what the lawyers got it for my 3M lawsuit, I didn't know that I had like half my damn hearing is gone in my left ear. Like right now, I can't hear good out. Did they tell me that? Hell no, they didn't tell me that, because they knew I was going to go file a claim.
That's how they look at it. And they didn't want that. Say, I don't think they are there to deny. I think some CNP examiners are lazy and didn't review your medical records prior
I agree with
them seeing you. Yeah, but either way, the same result. Say, wow.
But you're responsible for your own damn for getting your case through, though. Whoever said it. You have to speak up. HQ said there is some backroom rules. Why have that if they care What do you mean? I'd like to know what the backroom rules were. I didn't catch.
Let us know. Let us know about that. Okay, say, okay, I know they told me a lot. Or poke something.
The VA bank on vets not knowing what the exactly, because San Diego, when I got out, I didn't know anything about a damn VA compensation. Actually, a guy who was doing a veterans, I was homeless when I got out. I'll put that out there.
Go ahead, brother.
The guy who was helping me from the Talbert House and the Goodwill, they had this program where the Goodwill teams up and helps the homeless veterans. Well, to make a long story short, he said, "Hey man, I noticed you got some problems." He said, "Why don't you fill out VA compensation, because I can tell you can't hear and I can tell you got some problems." I said, "VA compensation? What the hell is that?" And so I looked it up, and I'll be damned, they don't tell you about any of that.
Because they don't want you to necessarily file. Somebody told me something, but I asked them, I say, "Can I go file for this?" I'll wait till you get out. I really didn't know nothing other than that. And you're right. We should take, this is Sean say, we should take a good look at who owns the VA contracted exam companies. Someone is making a lot of money. I never thought about that.
Hey, Sean, good luck though. Good luck proving anything.
Oh, you say you'll be hard to find out who they are?
Yep.
So bro typist say, I used only VA doctors, and when I did my claim, I just uploaded my medical records. Then they sent me to a CMP.
Well, that's normal, because did you send in a private DBQ? Were you examined in person from a specialist? Or, I mean, because if you're just filing a claim and sending them a shitload of medical records, you're uploading it, they still have to give you an exam to verify your diagnosis. And
okay. Go ahead.
And so that's why they sent them to a CMP exam. They're not gonna, I don't think they would, if he just uploaded his medical record. There still has to be something proven service connection, and there also has to be, someone has to do an exam. I haven't seen too many claims that were rated just on uploading medical records, unless they were exams.
Oh, okay. Now, I don't know about this. If we should go back to CMP exams at the VA.
I believe that. I agree.
I had a bad experience with the one I went, though. Who hurt me?
Is that the person that did that to you?
Did what to me?
What when you went to the VA for your exam, you said they hurt you?
Now that's a term in my culture. You say, I'm just saying, like, rhetorically, who hurt you? The VA. Okay. Yeah, the VA hurt me. So I'm kind of doing a rhetorical. Yeah, because the guy say, well, he didn't say that the doctor, he was a psychologist, 3 years working at the VA. He didn't have a problem with what I said. He wrote that he didn't believe that what my other doctors had said, who had 20, 30, 40 years of experience, 3-4 different doctors. He said they couldn't all be correct, but he could.
Now, can I ask you a question, H-Town?
Yes.
To my recollection, I was watching you and Raider live. He said that mental health was one of those where you had to be in-person exam, correct? He said it was like dental. He said it was like dental and a few other ones, he said, where you have to be hands-on, correct? That's what I think I heard.
I can't say for sure, but I heard somebody say that.
Because now, if that's the case, how come, here's what pisses me off. Why, when I first did my claim before I submitted my private DBQ and independent medical opinion, they tried to link me up with a video call appointment with a psychologist who was like 200 miles away.
Well, they got that option. So you talk, when they hooking it up, they're doing how they want to do it, in my opinion.
So why are they getting mad at veterans who have DBQs that are 100 miles or further? It don't make no. It sounds like hypocrisy.
In the words of Janet Jackson, control.
That's right. But so also,
if they can't control it, they're suspicious of it. In my opinion,
how the hell can you examine someone for mental health over a video call? I can't just look at you, H-Town, right here on the screen and say, oh yeah, this guy's got it, you know?
Now I remember Raider HQ saying this, brother, and I'm not speaking for you, but I remember you telling us this as far as a physical, that if you range of motion, he say a doctor did for somebody, maybe himself, where they actually measured through the video thing his range of motion, and not in person. I thought those had to be done in person. So I'm learning a lot.
Yeah, I guess I'm wrong about that, because that's crazy that you can measure range of motion through a video call.
But see, if you get it done by an outside private doctor, they may see it with more scrutiny.
Gotcha.
See, this is my paranoia because of my experience. Who hurt H-Town? Why is H-Town so bitter? I'm just telling you, I'm just suspicious.
You have to be. You have to be. You know what? I respect a guy like you who's prepared. You have to be prepared, and you have to have your eyes open to what they're doing. And that's why I recommend that everyone in here listening, like H-Town was saying earlier, educate yourself. Read that 38 CFR. Read all of that information so that when you do have problems, you can use their own procedural things against them.
Yes. Now I have to say this, that I agree with 66. The walls aren't caving in, but some innocent vets will get caught up and have to fight. That's why we have a channel.
What innocent vets do you think, though? What do you mean by that? And what do you think, H-Town? What do you think innocent vets would get caught up in that?
See,
like what kind of?
Well, you are sharp. Let me tell you something about my brother here. He is sharp. Listen, help for vets. He's something else. Well, I know how you feel about it. That if the veteran, innocent vet walk in there, you know what I'm saying, and walk in there, and these companies say, "I got your back."
Okay, so you're talking about the DBQ mill companies, to be fair.
And on my opinion, I don't know exactly what they're talking about, but I'm looking at it from this perspective. Somebody, they're being coached. Isn't it possible that sometimes they may not know they're being coached?
I agree with you. You can be groomed by them. I do agree. I agree with you. There's probably some vets, and even if you're, some people are scared to death even about the whole damn process. So these claim shark companies they will groom good vets to do what they say. I agree with you.
Oh, look, Ron messing with me. I mean, H-Town, I'm not gay. He's doing like my cousin. Go ahead. Go ahead. Hey, but I love my cousin. My cousin, be you, boy. Be you, man.
Now I will say this. When you said innocent vets, I kind of, the reason I get defensive, I think of myself as I did a private DBQ, but I did it the right way. And I just don't think that my situation would classify under that. I just don't.
Well, see, that's me. Now, one thing I've always been concerned about, you're competent, but other people say I did a private, they'll say the same thing you said, but they probably didn't do the due diligence. You understand? You able to express and articulate what you did and how you did it.
Correct.
Some people say, no, I just did it. It's just easy. Just do this. Just do it. And here's another thing where veterans, it's be hard to hold them accountable. Fear is a hell of a tool.
Yes,
when you got DBQ companies or in particular veteran channels scaring the hell out of veterans, got them thinking that every day the sky's falling. Look, they about to get you over here. Look. Whoa,
but see, here's another reason why I wasn't scared. And like me and you were discussing, evidence is key, right? So I used the same lady who was treating me 8 years prior, who was the same lady who's treating me for my Social Security disability as well. So there's ties with all of that, because if the VA were to come at me and say, well, I want to look at this DBQ because your therapist is, let's just say, I don't know, because you used a private DBQ, I would say, okay, well, my specialist I've been seeing so long that she even helped me with my Social Security disability. So it's all correlated. You see what I'm saying?
And all I got to say to this, Martin, is that I did a video. Go back and look on Clickbait. And all I did was put the words fast, easy, simple. And whoever came up, I put some of the thumbnails up there. I really didn't know a lot of the people, and you can go look at the video. Now, if you see mine, it's because I did a video say it's not fast, easy, or simple.
Makes sense on the surface, but as essence, we claim symptoms, not conditions, because we are lawfully unable. Yeah, but here's the thing with that, Jay. if you have symptoms, they can be categorized into a condition. You see what I'm saying? Because you're basically saying my idea of a specialist for a condition makes sense, but we have symptoms and not a diagnosis. Well, they can do it based on your symptoms. They can categorize your symptoms to a condition, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Now you say, San Diego say, I agree with you, Martin. Yes, indeed. A bias against vets. Say, speak the truth, H-Town. We must advocate for ourselves. And I'm sorry I didn't read your stuff early. Yes, and listen here. Let me tell you, so I tell them here, earlier in the thing, I was doing something, and I talk about Black history, because this Black History Month, I'm a Black American man, and they're trying to wash away. They're bringing other immigrants that are Black here, and they're trying to talk about, hey, you know what? Your history and our history. No, you don't. All my family is buried off Hearst Road. You don't have the culture. You're a Black person, and I love you, but you can't speak on behalf of my history, because I could not go to their country and say, guess what? I've been here 10 years, so I can talk and tell you what your history is. You can't tell me what my history is. Nope. And I'm going to love you, and I love. Look, I'm here with people. Look, let's understand something. That if you coming from somewhere else, I love you and embrace you, but my culture and my history is here with the people that have been here. Pretty much Black and white people was here and built the country. We built it. We built the White House. We Black people, under oppression. Some of it was the struggle between Black and white, and some of it was the cooperation between Black and white. But here's the thing: it's what it is, and that ain't gonna be. I can't lie and change that.
Nope, can't rewrite history. I cannot
change that, because the laws for civil rights came about because of a struggle.
That's right.
And all the other groups weren't doing it. We had to step up, and then other people supported us. It's just what it is. I'm not meaning to be. And so at the same time, I love all y'all. Understand that. But the problem is, what we've done for too long as Americans is kind of being quiet just to go along to get along, and we're leaving this garbage for our children. And we got to start working some of these problems out while we got a chance.
Amen.
Because of course, it's always been people that have been cool with other people individually, but we got to get this system straight. They're turning on us veterans, some of them in the government. Do they care whether we Black or white? No, they want to cut the money.
They don't want to pay. They don't want to pay your bills anymore.
But we signed up. I want to ask you a question. Say 100%. We know that's wrong with what's wrong with the U.S. Yes, we do. This is our country. And other people come. You just have to assimilate. Oh, I said it. You sure got to assimilate. We used to be, this and that. Now you come here. Nobody should be waving no flags from no other country in the Super Bowl. I see that as an act of treason, personally, because
that's a slap in the face.
That's a slap and an insult. And but we so scared we can't say nothing because we considered anti-immigrant or whatever. No, that's not the case. I can't go to no country and do that. But I embrace you.
You know what? If you or I, H-Town, were to go into another country and do that, our ass would be locked up there.
See, and so that's what I'm saying. And so I know people say immigrants played a big part in this country. Most of the white people that are here are immigrants. Some are not, but many of them have been here maybe 100, 200 years. So you're talking a long time.
We established residency,
Yeah, so you talking about they got hazed into the system. So everybody, when you come somewhere, when you're in Rome, you got to do as the Romans. Yeah, we got a free thing. Like you come to Texas, this is the most diverse city, Houston, in the United States, but it ain't like other places because you can't change the culture of Texas. You can bring and add on to what you're doing. You can bring and add on, and we're going to respect. Ain't nobody bothering you, but you ain't about to change nothing here. This Texas, we're going to ride horses. We're going to do our thing. We're going to have our fun. It might be a little pow-pow every once in a while, but it's all part of the game. Then we're going to hug and sing Negro spirituals afterward. Now, listen, I'm just telling you the truth.
I'm not.
And if we say we coming to see you, it may not be on a good occasion. You may want to be ready. Now, listen, 66 say, I'm not talking about a doctor you saw one time. Now, listen to this. Talking about long-time PCP that is treating you. My doctor has told me some of his colleagues don't like getting involved with the government.
Well, yeah, because they're put under a microscope. They can lose their license for certain things.
Lord. Like what?
For like, let's just say that. Oh, okay, we're gonna throw this out there. So I'm not saying 66 to love that you committed fraud or anything, but just say that you paid your doctor under the table, or your doctor put some things on there that aren't necessarily true, and the VA finds out and the government finds out. Well, guess what? You both are toast, and they're not going to want to put their livelihoods on the line. That's how they feed their family at the end of the day.
Yes. Now listen, I gotta get Smoking say PTSD, but I gotta get to some people that haven't said so. Say H-Town, I'm sorry for such a long story. I'm gonna read some of your stuff. Don't worry about that. You good. Now I want to get who just came into the room. Maternity. Where you at, maternity? I just saw your statement. There you is. Say video is fine for mental health exams. Okay. The 100-mile limit is a possible fraud alert in the M21. Now listen, and if you're still in the doc, Shelley, please give us some of your input as I think your VSO or examiner. Let us know. Now listen, because it's a pattern or indicator, is it fair for them to look saying you might be doctor shopping?
I think so, because it's always good, H-Town, just to take a second look, even if it's not fraud. These are taxpayer dollars. I think that it's worth another look.
Okay.
And I'm not saying that veterans are fraud. I'm a veteran myself. I'm rated myself. I just think, and let's all in here listening, let's take a step back, take a breather. Don't you guys admit, if it's far and it's not in your hometown, it's kind of worth a second look, though, just to make sure?
Yeah. If it might comes into question, I might look at it side eye, because things might be lawful, but it may not be beneficial. The Bible says all things are lawful, but
right.
it may not be expedient. So if it it also says avoid the appearance of evil. So if it don't look right, it might cause you some problems.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Now,
I agree.
8th is say I filed for sleep apnea intermediate to obesity. Oh, these type of situations are interesting to me. So that means the obesity some condition caused obesity, and obesity caused maybe sleep apnea.
Yep.
SA was denied. Okay. Then supplemental ACE exam denied. Then 2 opinions was completed by same doctor. That's interesting. 2 opinions from the same doctor.
That is.
Doctor that did ACE exam. So I requested another opinion.
Hey, H-Town, that's what I meant by, I think certain people get initiative or bonuses for denying. Kind of weird. That's a weird statement. 2 opinions from the same doctor. That's just kind of weird to me.
I just hearing it on his face.
Yeah.
Look what he said. It was crazy.
Yep, I agree with him. Or she, who, I'm sorry, whichever one. Yeah, we are all just human when it comes down to it. Some veterans just give up. Anyone could just get tired of fighting at any time. That's true, but if you want properly rated for the compensation for what you're going through, you won't give up the battle. Trust me.
You're right about that. Now he's
My
saying
knees permanently swollen.
You read it. I love when other people read. Go ahead.
From 12 milers and jumping up and down tanks and Bradleys. Well, file a knee claim.
What are some of the things that are to our MOSs of being on armored vehicles, jumping? You know how high we up.
Right.
What are some of the conditions? Tinnitus. What other type of things you think?
I would say like knee stuff too, like ligament issues, neuroskeleton issues, just anything that could be like muscle or joint related from the specific MOSs that we were in.
Okay, that's good. And now listen to what Atheist went on to say. It was like the VA examiner was hating on vets. Why would they send you to the same person after they denied you one time?
That's why I think it's weird. You need to appeal that.
Yes, denied and said I was fat due to age. Sound like Lieutenant Gabe. Even though I gave a 15-year history of weight straight from my healthy vet. That's why you should have
very shady,
a different opinion. And he said this, and that's coming from a VA doctor.
Yep.
It can be shady either way. Now 66 say vets who tried 20 or 30 years ago gave up, then got the energy to fight again against again last year and get approved.
That's
You know,
what I'm talking about.
You know what my concern is? What you say? You said you didn't have much evidence in when you were in service. Neither did I. How were you able to connect it and use that evidence?
So I just think rolling back H-Town to our specific MOS, I think they do look at that. And also, it was weird because when I got out, I had issues. So I automatically, I started going to the doctor right away. So for everything. So for me, it was all making sense because if you look at my health record prior military and also in military versus when I got out of the military, it was all leaning towards service connection. There was no other way that any of my injuries could have been caused just by, anything naturally.
Okay, right. Especially given age, depending on when you did it. Now, 8th says the VA CMP examiner, in my opinion, was simply incomplete. Oh, CMP exam. Okay,
so my advice to you, appeal it and tell the VA that you would like to get another exam or something. That's what I would do.
Now that's interesting what you're saying, Martin.
How do we get our C file without a lawyer? You just requested, I believe, on the VA.gov, if I'm not mistaken. Or
okay,
you can request it though, Martin. I don't want to give you false information, but you can Google it and it'll tell you how to get it. But you can get it because I got a copy of mine. But I was fortunate enough to get mine from a lawyer who got it faster because they were doing the 3M lawsuit.
Okay, so you can get it through probably your VSO too. So San Diego Marine say for your request sometimes takes a long time. James said, why is it so hard for veterans to actually get help?
Money.
The help they need. Money.
Yep, money. It all revolves around the dollar.
Because if you want to go get an outside doctor, that costs money. And you might already be struggling with your disability, working or not. Just like our brother said here, he ended up being homeless. If I didn't have my family, I would have been homeless when I got out. If I didn't have family to go back to, but I didn't come right back home.
I was homeless and I was going through the psychiatric issues that the military caused. And it kind of caused me to be homeless. My family didn't want nothing to do with this. So I got help through the Goodwill Veteran Program. And then I got on Social Security disability for it. And then when I was on Social Security disability, I was using that money to live while I was doing my VA compensation research and while I was building my case against the VA.
And I got to be honest, I didn't come straight home when I got out the military. I moved to Virginia, and I was staying in like a boarding house at first. And so I guess I'm kind of homeless. And then because I didn't want to come back and deal with nobody, I didn't know I had issues.
See, I hate to say this, but because of the PTSD and things caused in my service time, when I came home, my family, that I thought was there for me were very weird, and they were calling me crazy and stuff because of the issues I were having. Like, for example, paranoia because of raiding buildings. So, like, I wanted cameras up where I was at, and I'm homebound. I don't leave too much. I'm kind of like
Raider HQ.
Raider, yeah, sorry, because my condition, bear with me, H-Town, like I get very forgetful as well.
No problem.
But so I can only leave the house and then I start freaking the fuck out and then I gotta go home. It's only for so long, and I can't go out that long without having chronic tension that causes me fucking migraines and then anxiety. It's just a big vicious fucking circle.
And so given that fact, because I be trying to avoid people to the most of my ability, and because you don't want to bother people, it's always somebody that wants your attention.
Yes,
Lord, good Lord.
Yep.
Now, Martin say, I wonder if there are AI bots monitoring these live streams.
I'm sure
Possibly.
they are. Hey, let them monitor.
Let them monitor. Yes, indeed. And let's, you know what? When we wasn't talking to nobody, I want to, did I get this from there? Oh yeah, I did read hers. And thank you for maternity being in here. 66 says, I don't know what HQ meant It was just something he threw out there one day, saying there are rules that vets and public don't have access to. There are, he explained, because they're internal like workings.
Guidelines for them.
Look, he said, I know one contractor, Lieutenant Gain. Well, I
Hey,
exposed.
excuse my language. Hold on. Fuck that fucking ugly fat piece of shit. There you go.
But he has 2 Purple Hearts, bro. They say we got to show him some
Hey,
respect.
and guess what? Never mind. I'm gonna be quiet before I get locked up.
Oh, don't get locked up. We don't want you to do. Okay, so
I
go
would do
ahead.
some bad things to that guy. I wish I could go hand-to-hand combat with him.
But as long as it ain't leg to leg, you know what I'm saying? Now listen. Oh, was it too early for that joke? Now listen. Martin says, I had swollen red ankles and purple streaks on my feet in boot camp, and they misdiagnosed as cellulus. I don't know what that is.
Vasculitis.
Yeah, okay. And put me at the end of the child line since we didn't finish meals. Then they said vasculitis. Okay.
That's crazy.
He said, I did send a DBQ, I didn't send a DBQ, just medical records, and then send me to the CMP exam.
That's why you have the CMP exam, because they don't have any examination to go off of.
Okay. Just part of my records that dealt with my condition. I'm applying for it. Sometimes they can get it out your medical records. Jimmy, so thank you. Everybody show love to Jimmy in here. Say,
what's up, Jimmy?
Mine was just video call. Sometimes that happens. And sometimes that happens, family. Let's see what we got here. I got stress fractures. This is from Martin. I have stress fractures in my heels since the drill instructor always said, march louder. Wow. Man. And bro typist say they use that 100 miles thing because of the veteran guardian physician.
I agree. I think, like I was saying earlier to H-Town, I think that they're going after a specific group of individuals.
And we gonna catch strays. Is that how it's gonna happen?
What's that?
We gonna catch strays. That's the same meaning. We gonna collateral damage.
If we did, I think it would come down. I agree with Raider where they would have a person manually review it, but that does scare the hell out of me in an aspect, because what if they're having a bad day, or what if they let their negativity or their emotion get involved in it?
Okay. San Diego Marine say his range of motion, her range of motion was in person. Oh no, that was Jimmy. I'm sorry, that's Jimmy. Okay.
That's what I thought it had to be in person.
Yes. Okay, San Diego Marine are talking to each other through telehealth. Okay. Element off.
Yeah, we're not paranoid for shits and giggles. That's correct, because I have a lot of issues still to this day with all this.
Mm-hmm. There is no treatment for one condition I have. That's interesting. You don't have to reveal it, but that's interesting.
Well, that's
I'm going to have it the rest of my life.
That's what permanent total's for.
And it's going to get worse over time as time goes on. But some people, they saying that, and that's what I want to ask you about. And I'm glad that you're here, because this was an interesting thing. Our brother John Michaels, really, he's opinionated and he got his ways, he goes at it. Mm-hmm. But he said something that really hit me last night. And I believe he said, I don't want to blame you, brother, if you're watching this live or recorded, but he said something. Let me go. Oh, it's back in the watch columns. Let me see. It's the let me see. Can I find it?
And then another thing, I believe, H-Town, while you're looking for that, I believe that the AI isn't going to mess with the permanent and total people. I believe that it's going to look at the other low-bearing fruit too. I do.
Yes. Now he brought up. Okay. Give me a second, brother, because
no, you're good. Take your time.
Headset. Hold on. Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, I pulled out my headset. I don't know. I be tripping sometimes. Now listen, he said something about subjective disabilities, and I guess they're talking about things like mental health. How do you feel about that? Calling it subjective disabilities? If that's an expert person evaluating your condition, all conditions are not just visible like that.
That's true. There's things that doctors. I mean, they can call it subjective if they want, but there's things that are there that they can't see or prove, and that's just the way it is. That's just with different medical conditions.
Look at it say, "We love you, H-Town. Thank you, thank you." Oh man, you making a black man blush. I don't turn red, I turn purple. Now listen. Thank you so much. To say the jelly donut says
I agree with that jelly donut, and that's what I was telling H-Town. I believe that they already have this specific group in scope, and that's why they said they have the million so DBQs, because I think what they're trying to do is build a rapport with the AI, so that they're trying to basically train the AI with those DBQs.
That's what they're doing. Okay, yes. But we as veterans are very hyper alert, and what do you call it? What do you call it when you when we what is it called when we go around checking the doors and stuff? I forgot what we call it.
OCD. Crazy. That's OCD.
Yeah. Yes. Hypervigilance too.
Hypervigilant. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Okay. Nothing ever gets put into place without some collateral damage. Now, do you agree with this? When has our government did anything that ran smoothly?
Well, I'll say this. I agree with you, 66 T-Love, to an extent, but I will say this. I don't think that the collateral damage is going to be that bad on people who did not commit fraud. And the reason being is, can you imagine how many homeless veterans or veterans that would take their lives if they were cut off their benefits and had nowhere to go?
Real talk.
I don't see the government doing that. This had to have been a precise, planned out plan, in my opinion. I think this was already on the table a certain X amount of years ago, and I think they're going to execute this to precision, just in my opinion.
And y'all know what we're doing by us coming together. We working this thing out. See, we can't do it by ourselves. Those that working against us are working together, so we have to support each other. James G says, my cousin has schizophrenia and will not go to the VA. Any recommendations?
I would say probably just maybe you can help your cousin file it on his behalf, and then he'll have to attend the exams or get a VSO or something like that.
Yeah. So definitely. So they just kind of have somebody that they respect. It's hard when veterans don't want to deal with it. Now, that is a jelly donut say, yeah, those videos are ridiculous.
H-Town, I got another theory, and I don't mean to be a conspiracist, but have you ever thought that maybe that congressional hearing was just bullshit to scare future vets and people doing claims into not using DBQs? Have you ever thought of that?
Like a bluff?
Yeah, like a bluff to get people to get the numbers to calm down.
You know what? I thought that in the past, but when they came real strong, I said, "Whoa, look like because they really remember doing the pandemic thing. They had took them offline for a minute, and when people raised hell, they put them right back up. The public facing.
That's what I'm saying, and that's what I'm saying from a historical point of view. Like what you're saying, do you think they're just fucking bluffing just to get the numbers to calm down for a little bit?
It's a possibility. I think that
because think of the lawsuits that would be involved with this for the innocent. Think about all of the shit that would penetrate the government financially if they proceeded with this.
And some of them it's pretty much naive in Congress, because we showed where a sitting congressman Representative Shelf didn't even know that you can be 100% in work.
But I also agree with Old Salty Marine, there is a due process. They're not just going to sever your benefits either. There are laws in place that will, you know, help us. So that's why I kind of get mad at the other YouTubers, like, oh, it's going to be Armageddon. Well, even if they did commit fraud, I hate to say this, there are due process that they have to go by. They have to go by procedural things that they put out. So they're going to have to prove the fraud before they sever the rating.
Okay, and I got another apology tonight. When I put out the video, he's the salty old Marine. I kept saying the old salty Marine. I apologize.
Yeah.
Oh Lord, I just looked and I said, hold on.
I'll tell you what, I love watching his video, especially with all the DBQ shit, because he came calm and with reason, and I agree with him. I think that I don't think it's going to affect innocent vets. I think that they have a certain veteran group who use certain entities in their scope.
Yeah, and so he had a part 1 and part 2 about what DBQs are and what they are not. Correct. And he came on the channel, family. I'm telling y'all, he came on showing up and showing out. And they said, yep, 66. Let me get through something. Don't mess with Texas.
Absolutely. They do it big in Texas.
Yes, indeed. And I'm getting some of these out the way. The simpler ones probably. Let me see up here. Let me see what we got. Ronan. Oh, look, we got somebody new up in here. Jimmy Cruz in the house. It's Jimmy all Cruz, good.
Welcome.
Hypervigilance, they told me. Welcome. Everybody show love to Jimmy Cruz.
What job gets you VA disability? None. You have to serve in the military, I believe.
No. Well, we have found out recently what civilian jobs get you VA disability. Oh boy, we covered that tonight. You must have not been there.
I wasn't.
There are 3, and I was shocked. And Raider HQ, I kind of knew in passing about this group.
That must be Raider HQ hidden. I'm just kidding.
No, he was there open earlier. I don't think he on a Finsta account, but no, he came in. He told me because he helped approve his claim. If you work for Merchant Marines, especially during like the Vietnam era, or if it ain't the Merchant Marines, and basically we went over this tonight. Go back and watch the video, family. It's kind of during the Vietnam era and maybe sometime after they can get VA disability compensation. And here's some of the things. Wartime, they then if you're in this group, the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration, that's another way you can get VA disability compensation. Yes, if you're part of that organization. And most definitely, you know, they deal with the weather, the climate, and things like that. And they actually can get a form called a report of transfer or discharge instead of a DD-214. However, this one is almost just like being in the military. The Public Health Service, U.S. Public Health Service, pretty much like being in the military. So, Jimmy, that's it right there. So, yes, indeed. Matter of fact, it's going to really blow your mind. They get compensation. Not only that, they also get a DD-214. I want to apologize on the second line. That is not true. That was for the other one, the Oceanic thing. So I apologize for putting that second. But the other 3 are true. Second line is incorrect. So yes, indeed. Now, what do you think of that? There are other groups, and they're not trying to mess with their benefits.
That's crazy.
I didn't know this. And Lieutenant, we got Lieutenant Dan. He ain't talking about that. Thank you for that, Jimmy Cruz. Thank you so much. This is a good conversation.
Thank you.
Jelly Donut said, and Benny.
I want to thank HVAC for even let me come up because I just was like I might have some. It might be healthy for the live to go back and forth.
Yes, indeed. And you see, I'm just as easy going as I can be. It's just I don't like people coming in here trying to so I had some people and it ain't veterans really.
So now H-Town, when Raider comes in, because I don't get on YouTube a lot because it kind of fucks with my PTSD and anxiety, but when he comes in, you can explain to him that I wasn't butting heads with him. You actually heard my whole story.
Yeah, I'm gonna let you speak for yourself. So if you come in, you can chat or you can come up. But he gonna see this too because he watching. He been washing dishes. He came in early. He's washing dishes.
You know,
And
he's a very valuable asset to YouTube, and I salute him for what he does for veterans.
What is it that, in your opinion, that makes Raider HQ valuable?
The educational nuggets and how simple and calm. I mean, he goes on rants, but just the way he takes time to answer every damn comment, first of all, and how personable he is, how you can approach him, and just his knowledge. Just personally, I think how you can just pick his brain and he'll provide you an answer for almost anything. And if he doesn't know it, he'll come back, because I've had him comment on something. He'll come back once he does find out.
So he's not distant. Family, put in the chat.
Correct.
What is it about Raider HQ that really,
I think I like he's non-bullshit like me. Very, very. I'm a straight shooter as well. Straight to the point, whether it hurts your feelings or not. And I feel like Raider's the same way, non-bullshit kind of guy. And I respect the hell out of him. And hopefully he'll see this and he'll hear my story and he'll say, "Hey, that dipshit wasn't trying to debate with me."
Yes. Now listen, and I think he's gonna see this, and we're gonna let him know you all right. I'm saying, yeah, Raider, he didn't make me cry but one time, because but only because I asked him to. Only because I asked him to, Raider. Now listen, I joke sometimes. I tell Raider last night, he was saying, "Yeah, your subscribers are going up. You have over 200 or 300." I said, "Did I really?" And I said, "I didn't even have to take any clothes off." You know what I'm saying? I'm from a family that talks plenty trash. Now, James I think many vets, and we need this, brother, because other than talking to y'all and my family that here, I don't really talk to too many people out in public, because I don't want no problems, because people want to ask me questions. They want to know why, I guess, while I'm here and I'm not out working like they're doing. That ain't what I'm doing. What they eat don't make me fat. So they need to mind their business. So
another thing I was going to tell you, H-Town, I'm sorry, I just think of this shit.
Go ahead.
With my condition to being in the fiduciary program, why the hell would I give up my gun rights for fraud? Fuck that shit. We
covered that.
Yeah.
And that doesn't make sense.
Yeah. I gave up a lot of shit to get where I'm at. I'm not even allowed to have a fucking weapon.
But see, you need to go and fight that, because you not being able to handle your finances is not the same. And hopefully Raider HQ could give some kind of insight.
My wife takes care of all of that, because I'm so fucked up for my condition. There's times she's got to even motivate me to do things, and people don't see the dark side.
Are you getting SMC?
For homebound, I believe.
Oh, for housebound, yes.
I do get extra money for SMC. It was in my rating decision. I don't know what it's for exactly.
Oh, you see, and it might be for PTSD, because
I do have really bad memory loss. I have a lot of shit that circles. I have depression with it, anxiety, panic disorder. I was diagnosed with it all. So it's just people. My point being, people who criticize veterans in the outside world about us getting benefits and calling us welfare baby, they don't see the dark side. There's days where I feel that I'm better off fucking dead, but I realize I gotta keep the mission in front of me, and I gotta keep putting myself forward. But they don't understand the dark side or what any veteran's been through. They don't.
And look at you, that's you right there, bro. 100% PNT housebound.
That's me. Yep.
PTSD. Man. And Raider, that kind of trips him out. How did you have this slide? I don't know. My brain just be working all day.
And my wife tells me, she says, "You need to get out sometime and blow some stink out off your ass and touch some grass." She tells me, and I tell her, I say, you just don't understand. It's a lot. And like I said, I received treatment 8 years of this, and I'll be honest with you, H-Town, I've been on numerous medications. I've had psychiatrists. Nothing helps, and I think that's why the VA recognized that I'm permanent and total with no future exams, or how did they word it? They said that the condition was never going to get any better. And it's the truth, because I've been going through therapy for 8 years, and I'm still, it's got its days. You got good days, bad days, but it always revolves in a circle, and you're back to square one again.
And that's why they call it wing and wang.
Yep.
Now, James say, and brother, you keep hanging in there. Go in that backyard if you need to. Make sure you have a gate back there.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think many veterans get out and are actually borderline SMCS because of service, meaning you are housebound.
Hey,
I
got to run, brother. Do I need to do anything? This is my first time in here. It says to stay in the studio till the recordings are uploaded. Do I need to do anything?
No. You ain't do nothing. I'm up. You must have this, and so they just recording. So you can go, brother. If you got to go, I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's kind of giving me anxiety, and I feel like I'm having a panic attack. So I want to get the hell off here.
Get off there, and brother, we glad you came up.
But anytime you want to shoot the shit, and I see you live, hey, I'll come on here and we'll have discussions.
Okay, and if you up to it. And look, let me tell y'all, family, because I had one bad day too. Everybody show him love on the way out. I'm gonna let you have the last word.
Thank you. I want to thank you all. I want to thank you all for your service. And, I hope to be around and chat with this guy. Make sure you spoil this guy. This is a good guy. And I want to thank you again for letting me up and shoot the shit with you. I salute all you for your service. You guys have a good night. I'll be around in the comments.
Okay, yeah, you ain't going nowhere because you ain't leaving me in this world by myself with these crazy people. You ain't going nowhere, brother. We love you. Now, look, it's hard for me to be in public. Please put the word, if it's hard for you to be in public, put the word public in the chat. Put the word public in the chat, family. We've been at 3 hours. We're going to be ready to close it out in a little bit. And let me read y'all. Ronan say, there it is. Here's my theory. Okay. And so 66 say, I'm not one that is worried. Never used a meal. I stand by saying some of our brothers and sisters will have problems and have done nothing wrong. Well, the problem is if they had a legitimate case, but it was done with a company that has suspicion behind them, it's a problem. Now, listen what Ronan say. Y'all remember Pastor Dougie in that meeting wanting to cut out some of the contractors? Yes. That makes sense. Okay, probably. Family, and I hope, my brother, you get the proper treatment you need, and we thank you. Go, relax. We here. We love you, man. Now, 66 say, no, in this day of big tech getting government money, somebody is getting paid very well for this. Yes. Then Ronan say, all the data they are compiling is going to show them not just fraud, but the dollar loss to fraud and government contracts. They might put that out there. So let us know if you say thank you. Everybody show love to my brother. Help for you. It took a lot for him to come up here. And we thank him. And brother, you don't want to show your camera, you don't have to. And in the future, you can keep it calm. And whatever you want, you welcome here. Public, everybody say they have problems with public. Yes, get help. Yes, indeed. Everybody showing love. They thanking you. Brother, y'all come up here. This is a family thing. Look at Atheist saying, thank you. So Rose City D say them crowds. I don't like crowds. I don't like people bumping into me, Rose City. Public. Say it was a pleasure speaking to you all. You did it, man. All of you. It was a pleasure speaking to all of you. Yes, indeed. Sorry about that. Now, so Charlton say crowds. Martin say public. J. Oliver say public. Tell me in specific what really bothers you. I don't like people getting in my space too much or eyeballing me. Reckless eyeballing is a problem. Ain't nothing wrong with looking public for San Diego Marine. Then jelly is that a jelly donut public? Oh boy. Thank you. Help for you. Yes, indeed, family. This is where the healing begins. Now listen what y'all say. Thank you for coming, brother. And then our brother Jelly Donut say, Godspeed, brother. Godspeed, Spider-Man. Remember that from the Green Goblin? Now, it's 2 part of housebound benefit. Now, we may have to go into more detail about that San Diego Marine, because that's something, yeah, we're going to have to talk about that. What are the 2 parts? Let us know. Has anyone tried ketamine? Now, I don't know. I thought they used that on animals. I know some people try to use it. At least lay out in the backyard and let some sun hit you. Works for me sometimes. Yes, sometimes it does. Family, we've been doing this thing tonight. And I'm gonna tell y'all something. I feel so important. Y'all know why I feel important? And y'all saying right. Rated this parking lot brawling. Right out in the parking lot. Rated rowdy. Now listen what San Diego say. Honesty, loyalty, no BS. Raider HQ, compassion, H-Town, Northside. Thank you so much. Thank you for, because the brother really embraced me. Y'all embraced me. All in here, don't give up. This ish is stressful. Yes, it is, and other people don't understand that. And I'm about to go. I'm trying to catch as many as I can catch of y'all. Now listen, Ronan says, be in conflict of interest when providing CNP Nexus. Now you brought up a thing, fam. That conflict of interest, family. How do you know when there's a conflict of interest, fam? How? Don't ask H-Town how he had that. Now listen, yes, indeed. I'm going to go back down. Family, I wasn't able to go over all y'all stuff. He said, based on, this is Ronan say, based on the findings, they are going to cut out folks like VES, LEIDOS, and what's not. That's why they are waiting to move VA care to contracted private care providers. So should we keep the VA healthcare system or go private? What do y'all feel? We should be on the community care. Which should be our primary source of healthcare? The VHA, the veteran healthcare system, or community care? Put CC for community care. Put VHA if you think we should stay. Our primary care should be. If you had to choose one, which one would you want? Would you want the VHA or community care CC? I'm putting it in the chat right now. All right, let's see what we got here. I know, fam. Good night, fam. We're going to get rid of college. Okay. Say both. You want to keep both, Jimmy. And we're going to get rid of close it out, but yes, indeed. Oh, atheists say VHA. Benny says community care. Ronan say both. Then bro typist say VHA, VA healthcare. I say both also, like Charlton and everybody else. Keep saying it. Long lines, traffic, loud noises, and crying children make me want to stay home. Yes, indeed. That's the thing. Now that was from Martin. Now from 66 say, don't know what is like to be housebound, still have days, and glad for my medication. Yes, indeed. Too many people, no control, can't track them all. That's how I feel. Yes. Is that a jelly donut? So Rosie the D say, I am not bad in public. Say, hold on, I'm gonna make sure I read that right. Hold on, give me a second. I'm not bad in public, but crowds know I have to go to the store early in the morning. I can't do stores late in the day. Okay. Now we got here, Jalva say Mardi Gras season now. So I am in for sure. And I don't like 4th of July when all that pop, all them firecrackers. Sometimes that troubles me bad. Sometimes it's not as bad. Too many people around and parades and noises and groups. I think you in Louisiana. Yes, indeed. You say yes. And then I don't like people standing behind me. Do not like it. And look at Jimmy Cruz. Jim Cruz, thank you so much for your kind words today. Say thank you and good questioning. Thank you, sir. Yes, indeed. And then let's see what they said here. I think I got Ronan say both. The bro typer says VHA. And go ahead and say y'all found a good bias family. Charlton said both. And Doc Shelley, you always welcome me. You can't go nowhere. You family. We love you. You just gonna have a black man crying in the dark. You gonna have me crying in the dark because I didn't pay the light bill, of course. So you better come on back over here. We love you. You mean so much here. Sometimes I be crashing out. Look what happened with me. Betty Bops will tell you, I almost blocked myself to show that I'm serious about blocking. Oh boy, then I get sad about blocking people. Jimmy say VA healthcare is the best. See, for some people, VA healthcare is the best. Now, 66 say, I believe they will be eliminating more of the smaller issues from being compensatable, okay, injuries, I guess, as it goes forward. Interesting. They're working on things like, they talk about tinnitus. They're talking about lower ratings for sleep apnea. Both, so VA healthcare and community care for you. So he broke it down to me. H-Town Vet North Side is a statutory and housebound. Okay. That's two types of housebound. Thank you. That is a jelly donut. Is that a jelly donut? Say, yeah, can't stand people behind me. Wow. Let's say good night, family. Come on in here. Now we have Martin say good night, everyone. Yes, indeed. Family, did we do this thing? And I'm gonna see y'all on Sunday. Y'all better be there. You hear what I said? Did you hear what I said? What they say on y'all come back now, you hear? I'm gonna be on the porch waving at you. Come on in, sit a spell. Now listen, 668. I go to the grocery store when they first open up 6 a.m. Everything I may need from a mall, my wife go to get for me. Yes, indeed. Let's say good night. So he says statutory 100% plus 60. Okay. TDIU housebound confined to your home. Okay, you broke that down. Now listen, Charleston Zimmer say night, good night, H-Town family, Betty Bob shipmate. Everybody be praying for Coasty because I'm worried about Coasty. Haven't heard. He's my support. I love him. But I know you handling some business probably out on that yacht. But I'm worried. Just send me an email to tell me you all right. Shipmate, I have a good luck Friday the 13th. Oh Lord, it's gonna be the 13th. I forgot that. If I make it, and Valentine's Day. Wow, right after. Ronan say good night, fam. I love y'all, man. Y'all good people. San Diego Marine say good night, veteran family. And family, y'all can disagree. We ain't never had no problem to disagree. Just, we don't want to disrupt chat. We fuss and get mad, disagree, but we love each. I love y'all here. Benny, good night, everyone. Everyone. Yes, indeed. Rest well, families from 66. Then the 8th is say good night, John Boy from the Waltons. LOL. Yes, indeed. Good night, John Boy. It wasn't right until you heard they say good night, Grandpa. Then somebody say good night, John boy. Now that is a jelly donut. Is that a jelly donut? Says good night, everyone. Stay frosty. H-Town, thank you. And God bless. Praying for everyone. Family, you see how we bringing people in that have issues that come in like us, and we still they come up and speak. And I thank you for the courage the brother had, and I thank you for Radar HQ does. And Ronan, one day when you get the time you want to come up, you welcome to do so. Family, we gonna do this thing. If you don't do nothing but come up and say hi, you can. I know how hard it is for us, the veteran. And family, we're gonna get ready to close it out tonight. And I thank you so much. Lord, we've been over here almost 4 hours. We don't supposed to be doing all this. And family, I'm sure we answered the question tonight. Did we answer the question? What non-military occupations can make civilians eligible for VA disability compensation? We named them. Go back and watch the video and you'll see it. Get y'all comments in because I don't like cancel out when y'all hadn't said it because I want to be caught on the video. Y'all will say good night all. Yes, indeed. Thank you. Family, and I thank y'all and I want y'all to have a wonderful night. And until next time, stay safe, stay blessed, and do your best to cope with the journey you have ahead and the obstacles. Good night.